Surprised we've been getting this one off the ground today.
Yeah?
A little bit. Fuck,
I'm here for it.
where's my cell phone? No, I'm talking about me mostly.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
We need like the Apple box right here. I was actually thinking that might be like a perfect.
Nah, it may just be a little bit too big. I'm trying to think of something. Higher. It's not bad.
Pretty good.
I'll take it. I still gotta come up with my 5.
Oh, you haven't even done it yet?
I got 3. I think I'm gonna have 5 by the end.
By the end of the podcast?
Yeah, it'll come to me.
Okay. Are we recording?
Yeah, it's going.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
You got your notes? You got your...
I got my notes. Oh, you ready?
I think so.
All right. Hey. Welcome to Southbird and Hardboiled. Southbird, Hardboiled.
What's up?
So what are we, chapter 971 this week, and we're doing, because of the One Piece live action, we're doing some casting choices. We just picked like 5 characters randomly. We might have the same characters, we might have different ones.
We talked about it in the
Though
past.
there are some that we have like,
Well, there's one that's just perfect.
yeah, that one's on your list?
I think
that one's not on my list.
It's not good, okay.
Because I just thought that we would talk about it regardless.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So we have like 5 each. Well, you have 3 right now, but
I will
promises that he'll have 5 by the time we get there. Which I'm very excited to see if that pans out. And
it might.
all right, so let's start with we'll start with the anime, right?
Yeah, we had break last week, so we actually have 2 animes today.
Oh, you're right.
Right. The one previously when we were on break was with the introduction of Komurasaki.
Komurasaki.
You know, it's pretty well. It's one of the better things they've animated so far, I think, in the series. It's like nice and light. They do a good music company to it. So, I don't know, pretty cool. The newest one, I mean, you're watching a little bit more than I was.
This one?
Yeah.
I wasn't really watching it that much, to be honest with you.
They're kind of adding some filler with Zoro. They open up a new move, which is pretty sick.
Thunderquake. It's pretty.
Yeah.
It looks very different than like the rest of his moves.
But it just shows the
aesthetically, but it's kinda
potential.
weird.
They didn't do it entirely, but it just shows the potential the anime has, filling in some holes that the manga has itself, opened
Sure,
up for itself.
and that's what a lot of people that have been reading these mangas and reviewing them have been saying, that the anime is going to expand on a lot of the stuff, a lot of these things that have been off screen, like the Sanji page 1 fight, and I don't know, maybe anything that happened with Law and Hawkins, and some things like that.
That's gonna stay hidden, but it was more just
and how they got away from the execution, fight stuff
or
is what I hear
Zoro
people
and
talking
Yasui
about.
come up a lot, I mean,
Yeah, but they didn't really cover that.
yeah, they really didn't. It was kind of funky with that. I mean, the anime's been trying to do that. I mean, I'm on Whole Cake right now, and they skipped the entire Brooks fight
In the manga.
with Big
you're talking
Mom.
about.
Yeah, and then they do fill it in with the anime, which they can do. It's just Toei's trash, and you try to trust them, and then
But we don't have a choice.
Yeah, we don't have a
It's
choice.
we don't have a choice. We have to trust them.
It's just, I don't know. I'm not really liking the new direction of Wano. We get to see Orochi this week. The kind of them revealing his fruit's kind of funky. I would have just liked it better. It was just gone into a silhouette instead of this smoky, highlighted color type shit. But besides that,
Yeah, I didn't. That was what we just saw, right? They like it was all silhouetted and it was all
was
like
kinda-
black
yeah.
shadowy. Like I didn't love that. I thought that was kind of weird because in the manga I kind of loved
How
how
it's just,
they
like-
showed the transformation.
Yeah.
It's just
Like
like
the shadows through like the cloth,
Yeah,
which I thought would be so
exactly.
cool because then you actually no, they kind of do that. I think the episode before, I forget.
But then the
Like,
first time you see the actual like
Yeah.
dragons, it's really cool. And I was when I first saw it, I was really excited to see like it more and more to see Orochi's 8-headed snake dragon thing more and more because it seemed like from their faces that each one of the heads of the snake was going to have like a different personality because they all looked slightly different, which I thought would be so cool and just like a funny kind of, it could be like a Kaku type meme, or it could be just like an interesting, cool thing. Like there's a few different ways you could go there that would be good, I think.
I don't know. I think Orochi's one of the most interesting characters, just because you don't
Yeah,
know
I
his
agree.
limit. Like you know he
Right.
has a good devil fruit, but you don't know how good it is.
Right,
You
we-
know he's like
Right.
kind of strong, but is he like spandom fodder or like where is he in this thing? I mean,
Like I throughout Wano have been saying and have seen him as like a spandom type of
Yeah, I
character,
don't- but I think that's
he
the-
does have that devil fruit that's really cool and could be make him very strong.
and then when he takes it out, he starts taking out people. I mean, that thing kind
but
of went nuts.
yeah.
But I mean,
But I think it's just like a dwarfed Kaido, basically. I mean,
Yeah.
not as good Kaido, but it's definitely interesting because we don't know. We just know that it expands, it gets huge, and
Yeah.
like we don't know how dangerous it is. You don't know how good he
it's
is.
gonna be
His
interesting
mastery
on like,
of it.
on like who takes out Orochi too. I mean,
Momonosuke.
I really don't want it to be Momo.
Well, this is what I think. I think.
I would love it to be Hiyori. Like Hiyori.
Yeah,
just,
I
like,
think
knows
it's going
how
to be a tag team between Hiyori and
That'd be sick.
Momonosuke,
Well,
and they're going to
okay.
be the ones to do
So
it.
that's what I was thinking. I mean, I doubt it's very likely. But you know, one of my biggest complaints with the last chapter was that Kiku's not wearing a mask
Yeah.
in the flashback.
Yeah.
Now, the only time Oda really
I
does...
thought that was really weird.
Only
That
time
was
Oda
good.
really does mask a lot of times, it's usually to hide somebody's identity.
Sure.
So now I'm thinking, what if Hiyori is pretending to be Kiku to go in? But the only thing that does make sense about it is that, like, Kiku's known for it. So, like, why do people know her now? I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is we don't see Kiku with the mask once in the flashback, which is really weird because people, yeah, like you said, like know her as
Yeah.
that now.
Well, I remember when they're looking down at Onigashima, and then they're in the backdrop, and I just see horns. I'm like, who is it? I was like, is that
Yeah.
Kiku?
Yeah.
And I love that character so much more. I think it's
Oh,
one of the coolest designs.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I just think it's very interesting that they don't show it then. And
Something
like,
funky with it.
something funky
Something
with it.
funky with it. I don't fully get it. I don't know what
It could lead to nothing, but
Yeah.
it would be kind of cool if like Hiyori just on Onigashima or whatever. But I don't think that's gonna happen because Orochi knows she's in the mountain. He's gonna send somebody, and I think that Fox dude is gonna like protect her, kind of stuff.
The Fox dude. Is
The guy who built up all the swords, who attacked Zoro on the bridge.
No, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Definitely interesting. Talking about Orochi's like introduction in the anime, I didn't. The pink hair is like fine, whatever. I mean, I'm not for it or against it really. I'm pretty indifferent about it. I just don't understand why like every character has to have like neon colored hair now. But
Yeah.
whatever. Orochi's hairline. There's something going on with his hairline that's like bugging me.
Well,
a little
I
bit.
think maybe right now because you've been in the flashback so long, I think you're thinking about him, like in Odin time.
Maybe.
And like maybe the last time we saw him, his hairline. That's just showing.
Maybe.
Like,
I
present
did think
day
like
is
his
hairline.
introduction when they showed his like full thing. There was a panel of like his full body in the main guy. I thought it was really cool because his head is like
Ginormous.
ginormous
Yeah, with
and
the
his
little
body
crown.
is just with the little crown. I thought it looked pretty cool.
I know,
His
he's
design
like a
is
cool dwarfed
Yeah.
tyrant. I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
like his design.
Little Napoleonic
Yeah,
complex going
exactly.
on.
One of those things.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be interesting to see him fight. You know.
Yeah.
Like, is he good with? I don't think he's gonna
His
be good with
voice
a
actor
sword.
had me.
You were
lost.
not feeling it?
Not feeling it. Not feeling the voice.
It was weird. Sometimes I'd be okay with the voice, and sometimes he was like too heavy on it. So.
Yeah, I mean, just like anything else like that, like aesthetics or voice or anything, like unless it's really truly horrible and distracting, like you'll get through
Yeah,
it. You'll
yeah.
get used to it.
You get
You'll
used to it.
You get used to it. You'll watch. I mean,
It's just the sudden like
just like
hearing
my
the voice.
initial
Yeah,
first
yeah.
reaction was that was what it
That's
was.
not an American accent.
Yeah, what's going on here? Wait, are they speaking Japanese on this show?
This fucking sucks, dude.
Okay. You got anything else on the anime?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Not really at all.
So I guess we can jump into the chapter. I'll pull up my notes. Okay, chapter 971, Sentenced to Boil. And then, we got this whole gangbang cover story that, we have no reason to care about this yet, right? Nothing of interest has happened.
Yeah, it's
in
been
weeks.
the same. Usually the cover stories progress rather fast and
Yeah.
you know where it's going. This
Yeah.
one's I don't know.
I'm
The thing
lost.
is, it's interesting. Kiku, the king's not there, so it's pirates are kind of taking over. I just want to know if it's going somewhere. If it leads somewhere well. I'll still,
Yeah.
but
Revolutionary Army you're gonna see next week.
Oh,
in the cover
dude.
story with.
You want me to get on my theories right now because I'm so much
I do
more.
want you to get on your
I'm
theory.
so much more convinced. I've been going at war with people on Discord, telling them expect anybody and everybody at Wano.
You sound like Red Force. That's
Well,
what Red
because
Force has been saying.
do you want to know what? I disagree with them a lot of times, but sometimes I agree with them. And also, what Christian was saying about Final War, it could be a possibility. If Kaido's going to fight in a big war, he's going to want everyone to be there.
Yeah.
That's kind of his whole thing.
That is his whole thing.
And also, in Dressrosa, Sabo goes to Dressrosa to stop the weapons manufacturer. And when he's there, he says they're not being built here. Where are they being built?
Right.
So right now, the revolutionaries have an incentive to destroy Wano and take Kaido out of power.
Yeah.
That's one. Marco's showing up with Izu. I don't know why he wouldn't.
Yeah.
The Whitebeard, we just see the whole flashback. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shanks either. Moria, Blackbeard connections. Plus with the Kaido connections.
Yeah. It's I truly think this is the final war in Wano is going to be the beginning of the end. It's going to be the war that starts the end of One Piece, basically. I don't think it's going to be the final war. I think there's going to be some showdown with the world's government, and that's going to be the final war, the final battle or whatever. But this might be this has the potential
draw
to
lines.
be Marineford 2, which is the second climax of the series.
Which is Oda's been saying though.
I just smashed my mic. It's probably gonna pop loud on the.
Oh, you did. Fucking scared. You want to repeat the statement?
No.
You're good. No, but yeah, it's probably. That's what Oda's saying. He's if you think Marineford was bad, get ready for the next one.
Right.
And also,
and that is what he said. Yeah.
I just want Dragon to show up to Wano,
so he can get a feat.
So he can take down Big Mom, and then people be like, "Oh shit, who the fuck is this guy?"
Well, if Luffy and crew are there to take down Kaido and the Beast Pirates, they're already outmatched. In strength, I feel.
Are they though?
Kind of.
With the Beast Pirates, I guess with Kaido, it is tough. But you do have. Depends on how many Worst Generation people come to your side.
Right.
But
I'm just thinking of the Straw Hats
right
and
now
Scabbards.
in Wano.
Yes.
Not who they could potentially have. Okay.
Just now in Wano.
Yeah, they're outmatched.
So what I'm saying is they need people to come to help them with Kaido, let alone with the Big Mom Pirates are also there and allied.
Yeah.
Where are the Big Mom Pirates?
That's the segment we gotta do. Where the fuck is the Big Mom Pirates? I think Oda's gonna use the Big Mom Pirates to show how that elevator works to get up to Onigashima. I think that'd be pretty cool. Kind of give you an inside look. Also, just screams Lafitte's breaking into that thing.
I guess. I don't know. I guess Lafitte's power is something to do with hypnosis, right?
Is hypnosis? He has wings. He's another really interesting guy.
I feel like Lafitte is a race.
He was some
a different race.
Nah, he's I don't know. He might have just eaten
Or
that fruit.
You think he just ate a bird fruit? Well, he can fly,
yeah.
so.
Well, he has wings, yeah.
Yeah, he might have just eaten a bird fruit. But then where does the hypnosis thing come from?
There's a bunch of people that have hypnosis. If you
Django,
read, if you read Syrup Village.
I did not read Syrup Village, but I watched it. I watched Syrup Village, and it was a struggle to get through.
He
has
has
dropped the
hypnosis
series
power.
before I started it.
I know, you gotta get through Usopp. It's still good, dude. There's some good fight choreography in there.
I really think that is just by far the worst arc in the series. Wait, but so Django's hypnosis isn't devil fruit based?
No.
It's just he just knows how to do that?
It's just some simple thing.
I don't know. Okay. Blackbeard's crew is very, very mysterious. He has so many people on his crew that we know nothing about. Carolina Devon, we know she's Nine Tails. They have friends Avalo Pizarro. We know nothing about him except he was a dictator, a nasty dictator.
You get a little bit into their personalities.
Vasco shot
in the recent one, Vasco shot.
Nothing. We don't even know anything about Van Auger and Doc Q, people that have been on his crew since the beginning.
Their final villain, which makes it tough for the whole Marine aspect.
Yeah.
If That's why I do believe there's a chance Blackbeard and the Marines kind of link up with the Navy or like the Gorosei.
In the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they will
They
too.
go against Luffy because Luffy's gonna get like all the good pirates and it's gonna be like all the bad pirates plus the Navy and it's gonna be like a final showdown.
Yeah, and Shanks like has to be on his side in
Yeah.
the end or something, or he's dead.
Yeah. Well, Shanks needs to die.
Needs to die.
Needs to die.
I think I believe in the Shanks will die theory. I think there's a good chance that Blackbeard kills Shanks,
Yeah.
but not until after Luffy and Shanks like have their
I don't
re-meeting. I mean, if they don't, that would
they're
be
gonna
such a letdown.
they're gonna have their meeting. It's just I don't think they're ever gonna fight.
No, I don't think they're ever gonna fight either, and that's why I think Blackbeard's gonna take him out.
Yeah, same.
Is that why you think he has to die because they can't they have to fight for Luffy to be a Pirate King, but they can't
Not-
fight because like they're
Not that as much as so. It's just you can't have Luffy beating like the Pirate King and like Shanks just like it's just like
I think you can because I don't know. When Luffy talks about being the Pirate King, he's always talking about like
Being
having
free,
to
yeah.
he's being free, but also talking about like beating everyone like to get to that point. But every time they kind of talk about being the Pirate King, it's more so just about traversing the Grand Line, and then getting to Laugh Tale. So it's really not about being the strongest.
I mean Shanks fucking I don't know why Shanks doesn't know how to get there. I mean
he definitely does. I feel like he's been there.
yeah, which means he is the Pirate King.
It means he is the Pirate King.
Yeah,
So he has to die.
that's what I'm kind of saying. But I don't know. I mean, he said he'd go there with Buggy, the whole thing, and it's very, very funky. It's very funky.
Yeah, that I don't get. I mean, Buggy's throwaway character.
Is he?
Honestly,
I actually may do Buggy top 5 in the series.
I mean, his entire like rise throughout the series has been like fake. Like it's fake
Yeah,
news. Like
yeah.
he hasn't actually gotten any stronger at any point during the series.
I love the scene in Marineford when Whitebeard's just like, this guy, and you compliment him, like, this dude's an idiot, but he has a lot of strong people on his side, so I'm just going to bear with him a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually sick. He's like, he doesn't even realize it. But
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't even realize it, but like, I don't
he's not that strong, but his crew that he just got out of Impel Down, they are actually pretty strong.
It's like, I really can't deal with this right now, so so Buggy's good. Buggy's going to play a crucial part in the end, too.
I mean, I'm sure he will. I truly believe that end of series Buggy will be like a Yonko, but he's not gonna be like strong. Like he's not gonna be like.
He's going to be like a
strong.
Orochi, to a sense.
I mean, maybe I don't know. He's gonna get Captain John's treasure at Beehive or wherever it is, and
Does he get the treasure? I hope
he
does.
gets Captain John's treasure in the end. Yeah, Luffy gave him the compass to it.
Yeah, but he's been trying to find it.
I think he definitely gets Captain John's treasure in the end, and yeah, he becomes like.
Do you think at the end of the series it's going to just be like a 50 years later type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you could kind of see like Buggy like dancing in his like treasure thing instead of like, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, Buggy's just gonna be like being a scumbag with
Yeah.
a bunch of gold.
But it also helps you out too because like it solves the whole problem with like how is Kobe an admiral? You do like 35 years later. It's like it's Luffy's grave and then it's like Kobe standing there.
Yeah,
with
it's
that
not
thing.
gonna be like next year Kobe's an admiral.
Yeah,
Like there's no
it's
way.
it just
I
makes
mean,
no
Kobe's
sense.
about to take down Boa Hancock. So
Dude, he actually might. Oh, you want to know who else is coming up to
He
Wano?
is, because
Like,
he
how
said-
is Tashigi and Smoker not showing up to Wano?
probably
When
definitely
Tashigi's a fucking sword
a
nut.
sword goddess.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And Tashigi is Koshiro's daughter.
Yeah, I remember saying that. Yeah, the twins.
This is actually a hilarious theory. Should we just put it out there? Because it is hilarious,
see
and it
why not.
actually is. Did we
And
come up with it, or did we
goes
take it from someone?
It goes on with our East Blue that there was a boat that went to the East Blue.
So there's a thing that Otis said that there's a boat from the East Blue that went from Wano to the East Blue that was carrying people, but he literally said like something like
Well, there's not a.
no one like really important.
Well, I mean, the
So
thing is,
basically saying it wasn't Zoro. I
Yeah,
think was kind of what I got.
I think
from
they were
it.
saying that's how what's his name, his like sensei got. To
Right.
the
So it
East
seemed
Blue.
like that his sensei
Like
got
his
there.
grandfather was a swordsman like 50 years ago, and then he
Right,
traveled
that
with
was
the
what I got
swords,
also.
and that's how like the Wado Ichimoni ended up.
Right.
That's like the going theory for it. But
So then,
if we want to go there,
so then, you know, Denjiro looks a lot like Koshiro.
he does,
Looks like Koshiro,
Especially-
Zoro's master.
especially in panels in this one.
Right.
There's definitely a few.
But it's tough for the timeline to perfectly match up so that he can he leaves Wano, and then he can like come back here in the storyline. Like
It's so tough, man.
It doesn't perfectly match up.
We just saw him in Dressrosa. After Dressrosa in the East Pillar.
It doesn't not match up, but it's tough. It's really cutting it. It's really cutting it close. So, what if, and the sword that you see Denjiro have, like, and when you first get introduced to him, the hilt looks like the Wado Ichimonji. It looks exactly like the Wado Ichimonji. So, what if? I mean, Denjiro's an orphan. So that's the other thing. He's an orphan. We don't know where his parents are. We don't know his siblings. We don't know anything about that. So if he is the brother of Koshiro, they look a lot alike, and Koshiro had a kid, Tashigi, who looked a lot like his brother's daughter, Kuina. Makes sense.
Now we're going there.
Of the same family. Tashigi looks a lot like Kuina. Denjiro looks a lot like Koshiro. Could be a familial thing. Could be Koshiro's brother.
There can't be a coincidence of how much.
Like the family left on the boat and. Well, it had to be out there actually. Yeah,
there really can't be that much like a coincidence that like the first time we meet Tashigi, you're instantly reminded. Even Queen. Zoro says something's there. Something's there. He's like, you're freaking me out. A lot of people like to say twins, but then you like, how did like
constantly obsessed with swords? This is like the land of like the swordsman.
There's a lot of things that like kind of point to it, and it's been planted early. And Oda likes to like to plant, like you see Oda plant like this.
Oh, big time! I wonder if Tashigi on like her garb has any clues to like this like Wano crest. I feel like there's a chance. I gotta look back and do the research.
Okay, you gotta go digging. These usually the Marines just have their Marines thing and captains.
But maybe.
But she's been a big character like throughout.
She has been a big character throughout. So Smoker was being built up to be the Garp to Luffy's Roger.
Yeah, but
But that hasn't really panned out in the post-time skip.
Luffy would smoke.
Because Luffy would smoke Smoker now. Yeah,
smoke him. Virgo really showed his flaws.
Yeah, big time. Virgo, and like it's like impossibly hard to scale Virgo also. It's like,
well, I've always believed he's always Doflamingo's like first commander.
Yeah, but like Warlord first commander is like, that's like, what is that, top 60?
Virgo's pretty sick. Yeah, probably top 45. It's tough. He's tough to rank.
I don't think like a first commander of a Warlord is beating like a third commander of an Emperor.
The only reason why he lost too, though, also he was getting double teamed by Law and Smoker. That fight's hard to say because Law you can't power scale Law because he doesn't have his heart, so Virgo has that advantage over him in that scene.
Right.
Smoker is trying to get the heart back for Law, so he's not as much fighting as much as he's just trying to recover the heart.
Right, he's like got a plan.
And then as soon as he gets the heart back to Law, like Law does a sneak attack and cuts fucking Virgo in half. But like when it was like 1v1 and like Virgo's just like won't like get in his range, he's usually pretty good. So I mean, it's a tough. I love Virgo. Virgo's always been one of my favorite characters, except for his idiotic design. He's like
the food stuck on his face. I like Virgo's design. I like him as a character and his like hockey thing. Although like now that we're deeper in post time skip, I don't fully get it. Because it's like he has really strong like arm in hockey or something. Like everyone has
how
that.
How does Law be able to cut him?
Well, kind of just everyone has that. Like everyone has the full body arm in hockey now.
Do they?
Yeah, they kind of do.
I've only seen it with Virgo.
Well, Pika had it.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, whatever. I liked Virgo as a character. I thought he was cool. I didn't like the food thing either.
Yeah, food thing, yeah.
But whatever. All right. So let's get to the chapter. And you'd like, I wish I had a button that could like do some music. And let's get to the chapter.
I mean, if we set up that live thing or whatever, you usually do built-ins.
Right. Okay. Chapter, page 1. Don't eat that, Momonosuke. It hasn't been tasted for poison yet. Mother, why is my life in danger? And then it's this guy like tasting the poison. So I was wondering,
Trader? Question mark?
Yeah, well, I was wondering like, who is this guy?
He was
we've seen him.
Odin's father's like first advisor.
Right.
He was a guy that's like always like Odin's like stole another prostitute or some shit like that.
Right.
Not prostitute, like Odin stole another daughter.
Right.
Made her.
So do you think he's gonna play a role in the future or not? He's just in a flashback.
I find it's weird. Oh, you mean like in present day? Wanna know? No, I think he's dead.
Because just the only reason is because it reminded me of how Oda planted the old hags back in the first chapter when they first introduced them. It was just like a random panel of a guy playing the viola,
Yeah.
and then he turned out to be like
Very
a
important.
big character, very
Yeah.
important character.
I mean,
so,
traitor, question mark.
traitor question mark, sure, why not? I mean, this guy always hated Odin. It seemed to like.
It kind of, yeah, but he was kind of on his side when he became Daimyo and everything. I mean,
That's true. That's true.
it is interesting that they're bringing him up again, though. You haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's interesting that he's back here now, like planted back into the story.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird that Shinobu was planted in that, in the roof of like the last one. Like, you knew that she was gonna play a big part after you saw
Yeah.
her in that panel,
Yeah.
but it was just like, we haven't heard Shinobu in like many chapters, and then she's just planted in there in the panel.
Well, I mean,
she played.
You kind of had to
obvious
show
importance
why
later
she
on.
like trusts like Odin so much that she's fighting for him now.
Yeah,
like,
we
20
didn't
years
really
later.
understand any relationship
And like
there.
she was never a scabbard, so it kind of made
Right.
sense how he actually did it. He was like, oh, Shinobu's in this flashback, and you kind
It
of
did
see
make sense.
her.
It made more sense than most of the scabbards.
Yeah, actually made a lot more sense than most of the scabbards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense to me.
Shinobu, I didn't really like her character too much, but she's kind of growing on me a little bit,
Yeah, it's like I think a lot of these characters are like not good as you're reading them, but
Yeah.
then later on you learn something about them that makes you like them a
Yeah.
little bit more, which is a thing that Oda has done throughout the series. I think he's doing it a lot in Wano,
Yeah,
a
it
little
seems
bit
like-
to his detriment,
Well,
honestly.
it's tough because he's trying to hide so many things that
Yeah.
probably relate to the
It's-
One Piece.
and I think it's
so
taking
like,
away. It's
yeah.
like at the expense
Yeah.
of the earlier chapters. Like we'll get to like a few things in here where he does it. And then Toki says, because your father is a great man and you are meant to one day carry this nation on your shoulders. It's safe for you, Lord Momonosuke, Lady Hiyori. Mother, is it true that today father will be ... Momo is crying.
Yeah.
And then Hiyori says, brother? So they know that their dad's about to die. And then we get this...
I think it's double pay, right? Or
No,
is
no,
it?
it's just
It's the
one
next
page.
one, yeah.
Then we get this sick panel, 2/3 of the page, of a giant cauldron of boiling oil. And then you see, like, Odin scabbards in the background on the deck. The public execution of Kazuki Odin and his 9 vassals will begin momentarily. Fodder is saying, hurry, it's not every day you get to see a boiling. It only takes a second because they use oil. We don't want to miss this. And then you get another panel of a foot running.
I love that panel. Those are like my favorite panels in One Piece. Like those
They're
three.
doing a lot in these recent chapters, the
What?
foot panels.
The foot, just in general, no, it's like the way he progresses like a chapter. Like I love when he does 3 panels in a row where it's like showing like small movements that lead to a bigger
Yeah.
thing. And then this
cool.
foot matches well with a later panel, which is
Yes,
sick. Which
it
is,
does.
I just love that it's like the entrance, like Odin's starting to take the walk forward.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay. Fodder continues.
That's citizens. That's not fodder.
This is what's the difference? Citizens are fodder.
Yeah, but fodder's soldiers that you just murk. Fodder is just like citizens are just like people you're trying to save.
To me, if you're not a scabbard, you're not from Zoe, and you're not Kaido or Orochi,
But
or
there's
Straw
some
Hat or
there's some
Pirate, then
fodder.
you're a fodder.
There's some fodder in the Minx. There's some fodder in the Grand Fleet. There's always fodder. It's just a numbers game mostly.
Okay, fodder continues. So he
Citizens.
couldn't beat Kaido in the end,
Citizens.
even for a fool of a lord. I thought his strength was the real deal. So what was he good for anyway? And then you see Kaido Orochi
Having a good time. Good friends.
You know what? I actually just thought of something about this panel. They're both drinking sake like brothers.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some familial connection there.
Oh,
that's the
that's
whole
a
sake
big-
thing with One Piece, you know.
That's a
throughout
big
the
theory
series.
that Kaido's a part of Wano.
So there is a theory circulating that, Kaido has lineage to Wano, and that's why he's there, and that's why he cares about Wano at all. And that's why he's working with Orochi, that there's some sort of lineage to Wano. I think is one of the biggest theories the Oars theory. We brought this up last.
Yeah,
Last
the
video, I
continent
think.
pullers kind of thing. You get the oars kind of thing. You get the horns.
Yeah, like-
it's funky.
Wano is a
You-
country of islands.
You think he's a carp? I mean,
Yeah. So Kaido ate a human fruit. We still don't know what fruit Kaido ate, and I think I'm gonna get to it later on because I think they say something actually interesting later in the chapter.
okay.
Also, like this, I might just be reading too much into panels now, but in the next panel, there's this like old guy, which I feel like Oda draws a lot of time, like random old guys. And there's like this little girl who's like really
Hiyori?
defined.
I think he's just trying to show
In the
like
panel.
the two different generations, you know.
And
it's
I was like, I that was one thing that I thought, but I was also like, is this someone that we know? I mean, it could be Tashigi. It's Tashigi. I just decided now. It's Tashigi. It's a young Tashigi.
tough, but okay, we'll
No,
take
I
it.
don't know, but it just looks.
I think it's just to show you that there's there's children, there's
And there's-
women, and there's like
yeah.
old men. They're all watching this execution and
Possibly.
like kind of thing.
Possibly. Could also be Tashigi, though.
Okay, then.
And then Odin says to Kaido, I request that you give me a chance. It is imperative that I survive. So, okay.
Fuck.
And then this guy behind him, like, tries to push Odin. He goes, into the pot already. No more jokes. Don't beg for your life now. And then he's, like, in the pot now, burning with the oil, screaming, ah. And you see a little kabloosh, little sound effect. Nice. Fodder, what the? And he's like, booyah, help me, help me. He, like, crawls out of the boiling oil. He crawls onto the floor and just is a carcass, basically.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick progression to show you like how hot the oil is.
Yeah, he died big time.
At first, when I was reading the first like scan, like the first fan scans,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if like Odin like stepped out of the way or like kind of like knocked him in a little
Seemed
bit.
like he knocked him in.
Yeah, but then it says slip, so it's kind of just funky. That's what like I thought it'd be more badass, but the character we're getting now of Odin is someone that cares about like innocent lives.
Yeah, so
don't
I was
really
gonna
see
say
him.
exactly.
That's why I was kind of fixed on it.
The slip kind of saves it because
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Odin just killed this dude. Makes no sense at all.
So like I didn't lean into it. So
But-
yeah, I think this slip. I was looking at it, like this slip's kind of weak, but it makes a lot more sense in the story.
It makes sense that he
I love
slipped.
these like the
I
screen.
mean, the panels are
we get.
cool, showing him like burning. It's a little weird.
Also
that he just
impressive he's even
slipped
able to
in.
get out of the fucking pot. You know.
Yeah. Good for him. I shouldn't have called him fodder. I mean,
Yeah.
he almost beat the boiling pot.
He almost didn't slip and kill himself.
Yeah.
Yoked Odin.
Yeah, Odin has been yoked in these recent chapters. And then Odin says, all 10 of us will enter the pot together. If any of us withstand the boiling for the amount of time you agree upon, please let them go free. And then Scabbard say, Lord Odin, what is this? Kaido says, withstand? This is an instantaneous death sentence. Mwahahaha. I guess the second part was Orochi saying that.
You wanna know what the laughs really help me like when I don't know where text bubble is coming from? Like, oh, that's Orochi's laugh. That's not the roar.
Yeah.
Helps
That's
me
true.
out. That actually helps me out a lot.
That's true, yeah. They're distinct laughs. Then Kaido's like, go get a clock to count the time. You have 1 hour. Row. Let's see you last that long. It's enough time to get lightheaded in the bath. And then Odin turns to Kaido, says, do I have your word on that? And Kaido's like, of course. And I'm so confused at this one. They're making another deal.
This is my biggest problem with the chapter.
This is my biggest
problem
problem
with the chapter. Is how can you still trust him after he's already betrayed you?
Makes no sense. I don't get it.
I mean, I've been trying to think of ways how Oda can solve it, but I just think it's just a huge. It's like one. The other thing though too is, unless they sell the hostages, which they might, like you don't have a devil fruit, Odin. You can snap out of those cuffs at any moment.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
At any moment, and then you can literally just fuck up Kaido in front of everybody or throw him into the boiling water.
I really
Or
think
lift up the
Odin
boiling
is just
water.
forfeiting to Kaido and Orochi here.
I think he
because
doesn't want
if not, like exactly, like I don't understand why he doesn't just bust out of the handcuffs and just fight right now.
Yeah.
Like he has like I don't really get it. Like,
No, it's very.
he's-
That's like one of my biggest problems with the whole Flash. Because we've seen Odin fuck up Kaido. Also, where are the swords that got confiscated? Like, how are the swords going to get handed to Hiyori and Momo? Like, that was my biggest problem when we first were going into this Flash. Like, how is Odin supposed to fight Kaido, lose, about to die, and then the swords just magically hand back in? Like, does he teleport? Like,
wasn't there a thing that said like Komurasaki stole the sword back from Orochi.
Is that what it said?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Enma, at least. I don't know about
But
the
why
other
would?
one.
But see, but like, if I'm king, I'm taking that sword. Like, I'm not just like putting it in a.
Oh, I don't know.
You know, like
King wants his own sword.
You know, you give it to anybody. Fucking give it to Jack. Here's the world's one of the strongest blades in the world.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, that's my biggest problem with this. I mean, unless Odin, I don't know. Unless Odin wants to show that Kylo's a lying piece of shit. I mean, I think everybody already knows that.
I mean, I can't imagine that. I don't know. I don't know. Because I guess we'll get into it a little bit when we do our predictions on next chapter.
Yeah, I guess.
But I just thought it was weird, but whatever. Like, go on. Overall, I'll say, like, I'll just give my views on the chapter as a whole right now. I thought it was a very good chapter.
Yeah, no, you very. We're nitpicking here.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's a problem I have with the chapter.
And it's just a problem with Odin's character in general that we haven't really been able to flesh out with.
Yeah.
It's like this like motivations versus things hidden versus this trust versus like naive but you've had examples of him caring for other people. I mean, Toki, dude, I can't even fucking say these names. Toki being the biggest one. Like I heard a woman in need. So I mean, it's just. And then even Whitebeard's like, oh, you have a kind heart. I'm surprised by that, but.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't think this is the best solution, Odin. It's like for you to die.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Right? I mean.
But it's interesting that he says, because I was really wondering what was going to happen.
I think Kaido's going to let these guys. He probably. Why would he let him go? I mean.
Well, we'll get into it when we say predictions. I think But I thought it was really interesting because when I was reading the fan translation, I thought this panel was the most interesting, where he's like. Where Odin's like, I request that you give me a chance. It is imperative that I survive. I was wondering if the Viz was going to say we survive or something of that nature, because we know that Odin's last words were about opening the borders of Wano. So I was wondering if he's talking about he needs somebody to stay alive so that the borders of Wano can get open 20 years from now.
Yeah.
But it's stuck with it is imperative that I survive, which is interesting. I don't know what way he's using the eye.
I think he's using the eye to trick Kaido and them. Because I think they're just thinking like
maybe.
I think they're like right now Kaido thinking like, okay, Odin might survive, but his guys are screwed.
Right.
So when he says I, like Odin has a plan like, yeah, I'm just gonna hold these people over my head and like they're gonna be the people that will survive and like get my thing on. I think that's what he was saying like with the eye. But that's just like, look into it a lot. But that's the only thing I could kind of come up with it.
Yeah, because I don't fully get it. I don't know if I is talking about like my will, like I need to survive, my dreams need to survive, my hopes need to survive. Like I don't know.
I think he's going to survive this boiling. I'm curious what's going to happen after. And is this the Hour of Legend? So it wasn't the fight. So is this the Hour of Legend then?
It's very confusing because the way it's set up in the Fool of the Lord, 969, it seems like the hour is the next chapter. It's like they're walking to what is known as the Hour of Legends.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it makes it seem. But this seems much more impressive. At least if not more impressive, definitely a better like narrative hour of story.
This was the part I thought was going to like least about the flashback. Was like because the whole thing of like him boiling in water made no sense. And now we're seeing it's oil, it's boiling. And you're seeing what he's doing, and now this has like become one of my favorite parts of this flashback because it's such a badass moment. And we'll get up to like my favorites for a little panel, but it's just so fucking. I mean,
it's just like this is like these are the chapters that I love, and like this is what I've been wanting like the whole.
You want to
flashback,
see reason
where it's like you see progression. There's like a narrative story built. We get 17 pages, and this feels like a really long chapter, but it's the same length as every other chapter. Yeah. He's just getting the information in. He's creating the story, building the character motivations make sense,
and then goes into a classic flashback to give you reason.
Yeah,
the other thing
good.
I'll save it for predictions on how I think this thing might end.
But we're right. It was a flashback within a flashback. Or you were right, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a flashback within a flashback.
They do that sometimes. I've been catching it here and there.
Yeah,
like you
funny.
have in Sanji's flashback, you have a flashback.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
Corazon, the whole thing.
Yeah.
With Law and Doflamingo, which is the coolest transition to a flashback. It's just Doflamingo having nightmares, and like the nightmares are him just fucking getting burned alive at the stake.
Yeah.
Tough.
All right.
Of course. Yeah, okay.
Kaido, given Odin his word, which Odin should trust at this point. Fodder. He still won't just give up. Can you make it quick? I've got errands to run. Pathetic to the very end. Then Odin. I love these two panels.
Yeah, no, I love
Odin jumps in, and you just see him like standing there, like in the burning oil, and then there's like a big panel of him screaming out in pain.
Yeah, no, I feel like when you like jump in a really cold pool.
Yeah.
You kind of come up.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like,
That's what I was
the
mentioning
complete opposite. It's just
Yeah.
boiling hot. So this is him kind of like, okay, let me jump in and see what this is at. And like as soon as he hits the bottom, it just.
Like, so much pain.
I love how he's in the chains, and you can see the chains already starting to burn off because the oil's so hot. And then look at my scabbards, dude. Like even Kinemon. Okay, so Kiku can't be the traitor.
So that's what I was gonna say. Kiku can't be the traitor because Kiku. You see, the next panel is immediate. Kiku, Kinemon, and Denjiro sprinting to kill themselves in the burning oil with Odin.
I know, right? I've been saying from the beginning, these scabbards seem too loyal.
Yeah.
And then Shinobu seemed like the most sense after that because she's not technically a scabbard, but now she's looking as loyal as the rest of these guys. So it's like, everything points that there is a traitor, and I just can't. I was thinking maybe Kinemon would be cool because like whoever think Kinemon, it can go like something about Suru and like I love my wife kind of shit. But he's about to take a fucking dive in there. Like that's just pretty badass from Kinemon. That was one of Kinemon's better moments. And you got Denjiro is gonna be a huge character.
It's seeming like Raizo or Kanjiro or Denjiro. I mean,
Denjiro is right there with them.
I know we just don't know anything about him because
he's Green Bull. Dude, I am getting the more and more I see Denjiro, I'm almost convinced he's Green Bull.
Okay, and then Odin. Okay.
I'm gonna fit that in every single podcast we have.
Podcast, yeah, say it a lot. All right, so then like Scabbards, Kinemon, Denjiro, and Kiku are just sprinting to the burning oil. Don't let our Lord go alone. After him, and we'll meet again in the afterlife. And then Odin takes out a plank of wood. All of you get on top of the plank.
Yeah, it's like the walking board.
Yeah.
Towards the fire, yeah. Well, you gotta go double page here.
So, so amazing double page spread. So good.
The classic Otis
cool.
swirls.
Yeah, the classic Otis swirls, the devil fruit swirls. Looking like the Marimara no Me down there.
I know. Actually, it's a good point, actually. It looks a
and
lot
you got
like...
the cherry blossoms coming in.
Oh, I didn't see the cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossoms coming in.
It's sick. It really is a beautiful
It's a great panel. So then you just see Odin with the board, the dock he basically just took up, and the 9 scabbards are just on top of the wood, the plank that Odin's holding up above the pot.
Barely fitting on it. And Jack couldn't get on that plank of wood with Rose. My ass, yo.
Yeah. Wow, good call. Yeah, so I wouldn't call this entering the pot. This is not entering the pot. They're above the pot.
What defines the pot, though? Is it within the circle?
If the pot is like, if
in
there's
the
a
pot.
border that comes from the top of the pot all the way up to an infant, like to the sky, then like I guess they're in the pot. But if you're talking about in the pot in the liquid of the contents of the pot, they're not in the pot. It's a stretch. All I'm saying is it's a stretch. And then so the scabbards are like, no, Lord Odin, stop this. It ought to be the other way around, Lord Odin. We should be the ones to hold you up, Lord Odin.
Like they could.
And then Odin says, yeah, exactly. Odin says, shut up and stay there. This is an order.
First time you really seen, he's given it a couple. Has he given a couple orders?
He does not give many orders.
This is the first time, and I love this face we got of him. Just like, blood coming through already. He's like, I gotta listen to these assholes right now. He's like, shut up.
He's like, this is my only chance
other than
to accomplish my dreams. I cannot believe this is lying on these guys. This is horrible news for me.
It's the way they fit on there too. They're like jam packed in there, man.
It looks
just like with the Shura
cool,
and Nekamanushi alone. It's just like fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Vizo got to lose a couple pounds. I mean,
he's nimble though. It's fine.
Makes sense.
Okay, and then Orochi's like, hey, what's going on? His vassals aren't even touching the oil. That's what I'm saying. Kaido's like, whoa, but all 10 of them are within the pot. It's true. Very entertaining. Well done, Odin. He's holding up 9 great big men on his own. That would take incredible physical strength already, but to do it while standing in boiling oil? And then Shinobu's like, Lord Odin, And you see Odin the handcuffs are now completely burned off, so he's like completely free of the handcuffs.
They're burned off in the double. And then and you just seeing this like, dude, this is gonna be sick animated. I wonder what color they're gonna make the oil. You're just seeing like the black.
Oh, it's gonna be
like
like
you think they're gonna censor it a lot? It's gonna be interesting with how they animate
like the
that.
blood and stuff.
Yeah,
no, I think they're gonna show the blood.
It's gonna be interesting how they do it. It could be smoky too from the smoke, but
I wonder how they'll do Yasu's execution. That's.
I think they'll do like the classic ones. He'll be up there, you know, bloodied up, and then it's probably like when. Hopefully, this is the way I like it. When Orochi shoots him, it kind of goes like him in a silhouette, and you just see like blood splatter coming out, and then it's like.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think.
And then it kind of cuts to Toki. I mean, dude, I can't get any of these. Toko, just like smiling and like tears just streaming down her face. Yeah. Like Zoro. But I always like those when he goes like big moments. Everything is like black and white, just like the manga is like silhouette, and you see like black parts coming out.
Yeah. That's what I think it's gonna.
A lot more than like dark brown with purple in the background and like his blue hair and the fro and just like. You know, I'm a big fan of like the silhouette.
I like
shots.
Throughout the series when they show like a still and it's like just clearly just the like manga.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, I love
and
those.
that's how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's like it's a boom. They're just gonna show the
thing
panel.
is like, dude, it kills me so much, and so like it's not that hard. It's like when you do those stills, like sometimes they have nothing animated. It's like it's just hand drawn. Like the only thing you got to do to make those stills like come alive is like add a little hair movement. Or like have like the flowers on the ground rustle a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to add those bones in an animation and do a simple little animation. So like it is a photo, but like the little bit or clouds moving in the background. That just like differentiates it so it doesn't look like a still photo that just got planted there. Yeah. I don't know why they don't do that more. It pisses me off.
It's been annoying. So then they show this clock, tick-tock. And then you got Odin struggling.
He is actually struggling
to hold this board up. He is struggling.
I can't wait to see him next chapter.
And his hair looks poofy. And I'm just thinking...
This is why his hair was like this. It was made to hold the board up over
And I'm just thinking, are we about to see Afro Odin? Is he about to unlock his strongest form? His hair is looking frizzy and full. Feathered and lethal.
Oh my god. I mean, if he does that, then there's no reason why he wouldn't be able to survive this.
All right. Lord Odin put us down. And then Kaido's like, whoa, what's the matter? It hasn't even been 1 minute yet. And he looks like he's not doing well.
What do you think about the clock?
The clock's cool.
Right.
I mean,
I tried to find meaning in it, and I really couldn't see it. I think maybe it's just a traditional Japanese clock or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I assume it's just a traditional... Like, I can't read Japanese characters, so I didn't take any meaning from it. I just took it at, like, face value, like, this is a Japanese clock. But, I mean, maybe Artur will have something about it.
He probably will, actually.
If there's anything interesting about it, he would know. Artur would know.
Yeah.
Artur, Library of O'Hara. Great site for extra Japanese, like,
You
context.
still sick, dude? Is your computer sick?
Sick a lot.
Probably shouldn't take shots at people.
Well, you know, I don't know what the healthcare system is like where he's at. Tick-tock. And then it's a cool little panorama view of the capital with the boiling oil making a lot of smoke. And then there's some, you know, citizens gulp, murmur. And then you see like Fukuro Kuju and the ninja.
Onigishi. This is why we need our fucking intern.
I don't remember what they're called. The Oniwabanshu. Yeah. The Oniwabanshu, like the ninjas.
That's why we need our intern.
Like, how strong can one man's skin be? Yeah, and I'm like thinking like, I think I know what it is, that Odin is just like insanely strong, like willpower, and probably
he has hockey going on down there.
I think probably there's some like armament hardening going on, but
you don't really see it here though.
But I'm not sure exactly. But yeah, I like, how is he not dying from this? It's crazy. I think it's just like he has like such strong willpower. He's just like naturally so like ridiculously strong.
Guy's putting the team on his shoulders. Yeah. I mean, plain simple.
And then he's like. Raizo says, I feel as though the heat alone is going to bake me alive. And Kat says, stop whining, Raizo, or I'll really give you something to complain about. All we got to do is stand here. Denjiro, don't move, Kat. The shifting will weigh on him below. and then you get like shaking panels of like Odin's arm, his leg like in the boiling oil, and then his face all bloody, huff.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. These are like my favorite
Yeah,
panels.
these are really cool.
Like where just the progression of like close-ups. Like this is the scene happening, shaking low, he's struggling, got to refit his footing.
Yeah.
That's gotta be the hardest part about this whole boiling thing, is that your foot's on a scalding hot iron.
Yeah.
So you see him like kind of wavering, and then you're just like, oh, dude, I love that. That's my favorite progression I think they have so far.
Yeah, I agree. I really like that. Was when I was like reading the first time. Like
Yeah.
that was my favorite. Like paneling.
And he's kind of looking up, and he's looking like he's getting a little bit more determined here. Before he's looking a little dead. He's like, nah, I got this bitch.
He's like, yeah, okay, I'm warmed up, I guess. So yeah, Rizzo looking like the traitor, just complaining up there.
I mean, I feel like if anyone should be complaining, it should be Neko because he has fur.
Right.
You know, it would be like whenever
You saw Beppo freaking out.
yeah, whenever
in the
you see
polar
like
tank.
Chopper and shit, like freaking out, it's like, oh, it's hot, like in the desert and
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Rizzo and I feel like Rizzo, Kanjiro are the people that
Or like the two leading
are
candidates.
the two leading candidates for traitor. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't feel good about any of them.
I mean, if like we come back and from this flashback and like Kanjiro is the traitor
I would like Rizzo more than Kanjuro.
and Rizzo's the traitor, I would kind of just be like, whatever.
No, but I think you can do it well with Rizzo to the fact that I think he does care about Odin, he does care about the Minx, and he just thought like when he went to zoo.
What was
and
Rizzo's story? I don't even remember. How did
he get there?
Oh, he was
sent to the
worked
future.
with no. He worked with Kazuki Sukiyaki, and he like left because he was in love with Shinobu or something, and
something
she
like
like
that.
turned him down.
Yeah, and then he was ugly, so he couldn't get any games. So he was like hunting girls in the night, and then like Odin stopped him or some shit like that.
Wildly weird.
It's something like that, and then
So strange.
he gets left off at like zoo. I just think it makes sense. I would like his one just because it'd be like, I never wanted the Minx to die. I thought you'd give me up right away. That was the plan. I was gonna show him the poneglyph. Like I didn't think you like when they tied him up.
Yeah.
So I think that would be cool. The whole Kanjuro thing. I don't know why everyone's so excited about him, and it's like,
I don't know.
It's so annoying.
It was an interesting theory by Marco the theorist, Marco OPT theorist. But I don't know. I just think it was an interesting theory, and he said it in a very well thought out way.
Yeah, the well thought out way was no. That's what I hate the most about it. Because he's going down the list of traitors. He's like, it can't be this person. He gets the Kanjuro. It can't be this person. He gets the next person. It can't be this person. He gets the next person. So he like removes every one of the scabbards as not guilty. So he's like, so if no one's guilty, that means you have to look at the most useless scabbard there is, because in that case, I was like, and in my case, now there's more evidence saying there is a traitor because we've been hearing the word a lot. My thing was like, instead of there being a traitor, maybe there just isn't a fucking traitor because nobody makes sense. That was my biggest problem with that theory in hand.
But his evidence for Kanjuro makes a little
Cover
sense.
the eyes, yeah, but no, that helped out the story. He didn't like betray anybody. So like when he lets down the ladder, he lets the citizens come up to King Ruku where they basically like apologize to him. So that didn't hurt them. That ended up helping them out.
Yeah, but he did allow the enemies to like get up to where they were.
I mean, they could have cut it.
It
but then
didn't
the
turn
people
out
would've died.
that way, but like that is what happened.
I mean, but they could have cut it down, but we wouldn't want the citizens to die. And then the time with the eyes, I mean, they're going up the thing, and
I mean, maybe it's Rizzo and Kanjuro.
he covers his eyes. And like the only reason I feel like Oda had to do that was because Kinnaman and Kenjiro could not get up to Zoe at the same time as the Straw Hats because the whole Zoe arc goes through the window. They're like, oh, the samurais are here. Here's Rizzo. Instead, he hit him off the bottom, and that was able to use to like have the big reveal, which is one of my favorite parts of One Piece, when it's like Rizzo is alive. Because you're like, he's clearly not here. These guys got their legs cut off. You know, everyone's dying. They've been pretty firm. All the Minks are denying it, and then all of a sudden it's just like, Rizzo is alive.
And then you see Rizzo, and it's so disappointing.
It's so funny.
A ninja. Luffy's so pumped. Okay, and then 4 minutes pass. I heard it was only supposed to take a second. This is surprisingly boring. I thought he'd be screaming and dying in agony and such. I'm gonna get going now. I can't waste any more of my time on this fool of a lord. Stop. You are the fools. Shinobu shouts it. That's Shinobu, Captain, if the only Wabanshu Fyukuro Kuju saying that. That's Shinobu. And then the scabbards. What is Shinobu doing? Why is she making a scene? And then back to Shinobu. Who do you think has been ensuring that you all live in peace? If you lose Lord Odin now, you'll all come to understand. You'll know just how much of misery he kept at bay. Orochi is no shogun or even a dictator. Orochi doesn't want to rule over a populace. And then it goes to a flashback. I love this line from Shinobu.
Yeah.
Orochi is no shogun or even a dictator. He doesn't want to rule over a populace, and you'll see why that's such a cool line. Through this flashback that you see. This is basically Shinobu's telling when we saw her up on the roof when Odin made the deal with Orochi and Kaido. It's just like the flashback of what she saw. So Orochi says, if you ask me, every single person in this land is guilty of persecuting the Kurozumi clan. I don't care if every last one of them dies. I took the shogun's throne to drive this country into ruin, to complete my vengeance. Years ago, my grandpa committed a crime and was forced to commit seppuku. Our clan fell into ruin, and that was one thing. But then the rest of the family left behind was chased and terrorized by strangers who claimed they were performing justice. They beat us, threw us in the river, killed us. I was so terrified of the mob of fools that I couldn't sleep. The man who committed the crime was long dead at this point. Apparently, even a child can be a criminal if he happens to have the name Kurozumi. So everyone in Wano is a target for my vengeance. You will reap what you've sown.
Very cool character development for Orochi.
Love the character development.
Very
Orochi.
like the
Any
character development.
chapter fleshing out Orochi's character.
I'll tell you, I've been telling you he's a great villain. I mean, you're coming around to it a little bit more and more.
I've
But
always said
this is
that.
the first time you really sympathize with him actually, because I kind of do feel bad. Like that kind of sucks for Orochi. Like it's not my fault. My grandpa was a fucking psychopath.
Yeah,
and now he's like getting hunted by everyone. He's like a child. He's like, what am I doing? So it kind of makes you relate with him a little bit. It just shows you like how like citizens can turn like from like one evil act to like make people else evil.
Sure. I don't know if I'm relating to him at all here, but it definitely gives you like characterization as to like why he's doing what he is. Like it seemed flimsy when it was just the old hag telling him that you should do this, you should do that. Yeah. But it's like, why is he actually just giving into this so fast? Like, why is he so down to flip to this side of evil, so down to do this? Yeah. And now you get a little background, you get kind of who he is as a person, you get his characterization, you see why he's so angry. Like, I can get it. Do I think his reaction is just? Not really, no. The same way I don't think Doflamingo's reaction is just. Like, you had a horrible childhood, bad things happen to you, so kill everyone. I don't think that is, like, just, but it makes sense for the character. And so I like that. I like that about Orochi.
He also pretty cute and scared face, you know.
Oh, as a baby.
Yeah.
He's like Baby Yoda.
Yeah, no, it's a very, very cool thing. And then, I mean, we'll go on. I'll get into it in a little bit.
Okay. Then, so this is Shinobu continuing. Then, from a room in the back, he produced a tribute for Kaido, a great stock of weapons, and many hundreds of kidnapped people. So I wanted to say this, actually.
And then in it, you see man, woman, child. So it's like all age ranges.
Yeah, all these ranges of people, all these different types of people. I thought it was interesting that they're calling it a tribute. Because that's something that it's interesting because it's a tribute for Kaido. Kaido is like this dragon, this like ancient mythical beast that like villages would give tribute for. Yeah. The last time we saw something like this, to my memory, I feel like there are other moments, but is Nolan's flashback when they're giving tribute to the Sea King. Yeah,
to the Sun God.
And it's like going back to that theory that I have, that Kaido is not human, is something else, and ate the human for it.
It's crazy.
No, but I do think that's interesting that they're calling it a tribute.
I think it's interesting because it also kind of goes into everyone's like, what is Orochi giving Kaido? You know, I mean, everyone kind of assumed it was like he gives him Wano. He's the kind of front man.
Everyone kind of figured it was
and the weapons, but this kind of shows like Kaido's like, I want 100 people a week and I want guns.
Yeah,
like
I don't actually get it at all.
No, I think it makes like Kaido's like,
why does he want the people?
He needs soldiers. He wants a large army.
But there's kids and
probably
women
use
here.
what do you call it? Train them, break their will, and bring them up as your own.
Kids?
Yeah. Kids are the best people. I mean, you have big moms stealing kids and trying out like giant things with them. I think it's just like Kaido was like, all right, I'll help you out. I'll defend Wano. You're the front man. I just want something in return, and that in return is a tribute of weapons.
Right. Well, we don't know anything about Kaido, so it's hard to know like why he's doing this, like why he wants this, why he has interest in Wano. Like all of that is very hard to understand at this point. I don't fully understand like this people aspect thing, like why they're just, I mean, I get Orochi just wants them dead. But what does Kaido want to do with them? Is he trying to make all these women and children and men into soldiers? It seems like an inefficient way to do it, to be honest.
It's pretty efficient. I mean,
I don't fully
he
get
takes
it.
this kid now. It's 20 years later. Now you have a full-flown soldier. They'll be sold, tortured, or killed. Yeah, so you sell them out to slaves, celestial dragons. You know, maybe they're giving them to celestial dragons.
That could be interesting if that's the plan. They give them to
Tortured for the older people.
But
we only got like
why?
1 year.
Just for fun? Kaido's just torturing them for fun?
Let's finish off the page. We'll get back.
They'll be sold, tortured, or killed. Once handed over, their lives would be finished, their fates sealed. Lord Odin was furious. And then you see like Orochi and Kaido kind of like clashing.
Leg day, Kaido.
And I was
What's
just
up with
gonna
those
say,
weak-ass legs?
Kaido's legs look scrawny in these panels.
I might need to take him away from my number one strongest after seeing those fucking legs.
I mean, well, he's stronger now. And then Orochi made a suggestion. You want to stop the kidnapping, but if you go to war against us, you will lose far more than you bargained for. And then Shinobu says, the enemy was an agent of vengeance with no interest in the good of the country. It was clear that more would be lost than just the question of victory or defeat. I don't really understand what they're talking about here. Are they talking about human lives?
Yeah.
So they're talking about like if
all
they
these
go to
people-
war
they go
with
to
these
war,
people, then
Orochi
like
would kill all these
people would so then Odin couldn't protect them. Like Odin couldn't fight Kaido because he would get his ass kicked and then Kaido would just kill all these other people.
No, Orochi would kill all those people. There's other people other than Kaido.
I mean,
Do you have these people tied up in the back room? It's like, oh, Odin's fighting Kaido right now. Let me kill one person for every second.
But then why doesn't Odin just like devise a plan with the Scabbards to come and like to fight these guys? Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Why did he trust them?
Well, I don't understand.
No, like that was the problem we had with before.
Fight.
I mean, that's
what are they talking about?
I've been saying.
You will lose far more than you bargained for.
Talking to these people, like he's like Odin doesn't mind if he dies.
But
Odin doesn't mind if he dies, but he doesn't want citizens of Wano to die.
But it's like, then Shinobu says it was clear that more would be lost than just the question of victory or defeat.
Yeah.
So if he wins,
even if they
just
win,
like some people would
even
die.
if they win, then like innocent civilians would die. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think.
And then
logical reasoning.
And then he did go to fight him, and then he got fucking
no plan. Yeah, I didn't.
And he got backdoored by him.
Probably should have had a backup plan.
He does have a backup plan. It's called holding your scabbards above your head. Send him 20 years into the future for the future Pirate King to come save Wano.
Well, I truly believe that he thinks that he's gonna survive this boiling oil.
Oh no, he is.
And he might. I don't think that's a plan, really. That's just what he believes. And then Shinobu says, so Lord Odin chose to accept Orochi's offer. If he made a public dance in the buff at the same time every week as an apology to the Kurozumi clan, then he would lose all of his standing, but he would save 100 lives with each dance. He trusted their promise that 5 years later they would agree to sail away from this country when they were done building their ships. So he traveled from region to region every week, making certain that nothing had changed. For all of these years, Lord Odin has been protecting this land. So tell me again, who are you calling a fool of a lord? Next chapter hits February 21st.
Early chapter.
Next week.
You were doubting my intel.
Well, I was just like, you can't put those things in my head. If I
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes like, I trust a couple people on Discord, and I saw that, and
I trust no one.
You don't trust anybody?
Not even you. I loved the fan translation, had the last line so much better. It was Shinobu goes, so who's the fool of a lord now? I love that. It's hysterical.
And then tears coming down her face. I mean,
Shinobu's crying.
It's also sick that we do see Odin and Kaido squaring up.
They clash.
They do clash with swords. So everyone who's thinking like Kaido's club. I mean, it's just further confirming that Odin is stronger than Kaido. I mean,
how? Odin literally is not stronger than Kaido because he surrendered to him.
Everyone was saying
by taking this deal.
Everyone was saying that when the clash happened, said the Odin versus Kaido didn't really count because Kaido never went into human form, the one that took out Luffy. And when he did go into human form, the spike one-shotted Odin. It clearly shows that Odin can square up with him. It's just that he got caught off guard.
What I'm seeing is that Odin stormed Kaido and Kaido easily defended.
Not easily. I think they're fighting, and then Orochi tells them the whole scheme.
Oh, I don't see
Not
it like
easily
that
defended.
at
This is
all.
basically the
I
things
see it.
opening up with Big
Hockey.
Mom and Kaido.
Yeah, okay, so there's hockey. I don't think Kaido is struggling at all here. It seems like he just defended Kaido, like, Odin's slash.
They're clashing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't see
They're
how, like, you
even
can...
out.
I don't
And
see
then,
how you
okay,
can see
so
strength at all
we
in
see this as they're basically a stalemate. Then Odin gets
Why is that a
pissed.
stalemate? You
Because-
don't know that that's a stalemate.
Because if it wasn't that bad, then Kaido would take out Odin. Why does Kaido need Odin? If Kaido could
He
take out
doesn't.
Odin right now and just kill him, and then who cares? Your whole
I think
problem's
he
gone.
easily
Kaido
could.
himself says we couldn't defeat you if you teamed up with Hio over there. He knows how strong Odin is. And he
Yeah.
sees that they're squaring up, that they're right now they're at an even match. Right now, go one way or another, he might even lose. So they devised a
If
plan.
Odin was stronger than Kaido, then why wouldn't he just beat him?
Right now, this is when Orochi
Because he
brings in the thing.
isn't. Because he knows he isn't, so he takes a deal.
Wait,
Why would he take a deal if he was stronger than Kaido?
Because no matter what, he couldn't take out Orochi because it's this fucking
He
thing
couldn't
here.
take out
And then as soon
Orochi.
as that happens,
The
then he
the
kills this-
barrier
Dude,
from
there's
the
people-
old man
Dude, there's people
is stopping
in
him
the
from.
back room. As soon as Kaido or Orochi goes down, all those people die. The
He can't
victory
protect them?
doesn't
Why
matter.
can't he
How's
protect
he gonna
them?
protect them?
If he beats Kaido, then he's done.
Yeah,
He
but
doesn't have to do anything.
As soon as you defeat Kaido, a fire starts in the
Okay.
back room. Poison goes into the back room. The people die.
From where? We don't see any of that. None of that is
They're in
happening
the back
here.
room tied up. You don't think there's people watching over these guys? And we already saw the poison arrows.
I don't know.
We already saw
There's
the
not
poison
enough
arrows.
Context.
Okay? We already saw the poison arrows. We have all the context you have. The only thing it is,
No,
it was
I
like
think
so
you're
ob-
extrapolating
It
way
was
too much
so
out of this.
obvious what was going on when you first watched The Fall of the Lord that you already basically knew this. The only other problem with the chapter is I wanted, even though I do like Orochi's character and he's just like pure evil and he just wants to destroy Wano to get revenge, I wanted a little bit more out of the deal. I wanted something to do with the One Piece. Like something related to like Kaido's like
It's like, why do you think
Kaido's
that they're
like-
just gonna leave Wano?
I know you're gonna open the borders, but if you don't, then we're gonna do. Yeah, the ships come up a lot again too.
Like, why would you think that they're just gonna leave?
Well,
Wano?
if you get Kaido to explain it, like, hey, yo, bro, I just came here for this, and
But
that. I
that
really
doesn't
don't want-"
happen. I don't like.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
when he goes
it
to fight
makes
with them.
sense. It makes sense for, I guess, for the reason that he bans is to save 100 people every time. I mean, I don't fully.
It's a
get
lot
it.
of lives.
It-
It's like
it makes
26,000
sense.
lives.
Makes sense. Does it fix the problems with that chapter? No, it doesn't. But it does make a little bit of sense, like why he would do it.
Probably it's
I don't get like.
Good chapter.
I don't get.
Defend that chapter till this day.
It is a good chapter. Oh, the Fool of a Lord?
Yeah.
Oh, 0 out of 10. So this is like, I get what's going on, but it's like now, like after Odin dies, were they like kidnapping and killing 100 people every week because he wasn't there anymore?
Yeah.
But how many people are in Wano? That's 20 years worth of people every week. There's no way there's that many people in
There's
Wano.
how many people are in Fishman Island? There's like 400,000 in Fishman Island.
So 100 people every week, and like, do they know this is happening? Like, we haven't heard anything about this, like in present day Wano.
Well, they could have possibly stopped because of Odin's not there anymore. It seems like they started this whole scheme up just because they knew Odin was coming back.
Alright, so there it is. All in all, I like the chapter. Got a lot of good characterization. I like the boiling story. I think this shows actually this is some of the best evidence to why the Scabbards love Odin now. I think this chapter shows it like really interestingly. He jumped in boiling oil and saved all of their lives, from dying.
I'm just
Literally,
saying,
like
you
sacrificing
knew it was
himself.
going to happen. It happened in a really sick way. I did not expect this to happen
It was
at
cool.
all from
I
it.
liked it a lot. Well, it's confusing because it's like they all are condemned to boil. How are they going to get away? Oh, so now we should do predictions,
Oh, for what's going to happen next week?
right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got any predictions? You got a lot of notes over there. Yeah. I thought you were going from the heart. I thought you wanted to go from the heart.
These notes are from the heart. So we have like things that we know we need to see, right? We need to see Odin use Conqueror's Haki because all the Scabbards know that he has Conqueror's Haki.
Well, the thing is, I was thinking about that. Does he show it with the Mountain God?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Right? He just kind of just locks him up a little bit.
We need to see like King, Queen, and Jack back at the palace with Momo and Toki, and then she needs to give the speech, and Odin needs to give his opening of the border speech.
So like,
And
2 more chapters.
so it seems like 2 more chapters, but honestly, we're getting an early chapter next week, it makes me feel like the flashback is going to end next week. And
I
that's
think-
why we're getting the early chapter.
Um,
Because why else would we be getting the early chapter?
No, I think Odin was probably trying to fit it in, and he was just like, let me come out with a short one so we can finish this flashback and whole. What I could see happening, I think you definitely need at least 2 more. Dude, we've been saying at least 2 more chapters since since chapter 8.
I mean,
but what I could see happen is you do next chapter, speech to the people that opened the border, Wano, conquers hockey.
It's funny,
People
but all
go
that
free, but
stuff we thought was going to happen in this chapter, none of it happened.
Yeah, so we got better stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So,
it's just good. It's a good
so,
chapter.
and then that's gonna happen. Yeah, so like I thought it was gonna be like Odin was like before he jumped in was just like everyone go free, and then he kind of like does his condemning or whatever. But he needs to give the speech. But then for like the only reason they would run away, like does Kaido uphold the thing like you survived the 60 minutes, you guys are free to go, or is Orochi's like yo screw this shit?
So
them
yeah,
all?
so I think like Odin does it. He gets to the 60 minutes, and then Kaido's gonna like put them to death anyways, and that's when Odin uses like Conqueror's Haki, and it doesn't like take out Kaido, but like
No, I think
it
so.
pauses
Yeah.
people moment like temporarily enough, like so that like the scabbards can get away,
Yeah.
and they run back to the palace. Something happens with Neko and Ino.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Oh yeah. What I think would be a cool way for Odin to die though in this boiling thing after the 60 minutes is like after he like holds everybody up and they step off the plank onto the border thing or whatever. Orochi jumps on top of the plank with like a lot of extra weight and just like completely submerges Odin into the water, and that's kind of how he dies. Because that's kind of like that's dirty, you know, but it's kind of like cool because he's already in the pot and they jump on him. I was trying to see like the proportions to the board that like if he steps on it, it'll like stop, but I think it's a little bit smaller than the length.
Yeah.
So it's like if he jumps here, Pop goes into his form and just like the weight just completely breaks him down, like the lid goes down on the thing. I think that'd be kind of a cool way to kill him. But the other thing I think we're like chapter-wise, I think probably 2 chapters. You gotta get him out. You gotta get the Neku stuff. You gotta send him to the future. You gotta hear some things there. So that's 1 chapter. Then it could be either another full chapter with Toki.
Maybe we
prophecy.
won't even get King Queen Jack at the palace because we kind of already saw it.
You kind of get it from another flashback. But I definitely think one of the flashback chapters is gonna be half of it's gonna be flashback, and then we're gonna get put back into
that's what I think also,
That's how like he does a lot of the flashbacks. Like you kind of start off here and then like we go into the other one. So I either think it's gonna be 2.5. I think it's gonna be 2.5 more chapters.
Boy, am I gonna be pumped when I see Luffy.
You wanna know what I'm pumped about? When Luffy's this yoked.
He will be when we get back.
Look at that swole. Who gave him the scar too? I'm trying to figure that out.
Really? Roger.
Was it Roger? It might have been Roger. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember. Maybe Kaido? I'm trying to remember like when he first had that. But yeah, those are kind of my predictions more or less.
Yeah, I think Onin's gonna like make some speech about opening the borders, like he's gonna be retaliated against, conquers Hopkey. He's gonna say, "Get back to the palace." Scabbards run back to the palace. Yeah. They see King, Queen, Jack are already there. We know that King, Queen, Jack are there from the story that Kinnaman told us about Odin.
You're gonna get some Yasui stuff. Yeah.
Then they're like terrorizing like Hiyori and or whatever, and then you see, and then
get back to Luffy days.
Suru, you find out is the traitor. It could be Suru. She had that weird panel in the last one where she's doing the origami, and I don't know. We don't know what happens after they get sent in the future, 20 years. And Suru. Okay, here we go. I'm fleshing this out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that King, Queen, Jack are there. They're terrorizing Momo, and Hiyori. Like Momo literally says that like he sees like a dragon hand coming to him in like nightmares, and we know that he knows who Jack is. Like he remembers him very vividly in Zoe. So they're back there. Jack is 8 also, so like he's gonna look like a beast. He's gonna be like a beast 8-year-old. Yeah, and Zoe he like in the anime at least. I don't know, but either way, like in the manga when Kinnaman is telling the story about Odin and what happened, Jack is there. Jack is in the story flashback.
Okay.
They like show Jack.
It's the way that Neko and them don't recognize him as Zoe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get that. So I mean, maybe something happens. They don't get back to the palace, and maybe that's why they have their argument. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you really gotta flesh that one out. I still think it has something to do with the old lady. Heck, the old lady needs to die. I need to see that bitch fucking die.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with either of the old hags. So they get back, and then Suru could maybe be there or something, or she comes, whatever. Toki sends them 20 years in the future, and then Suru comes in, and she's like, send me in the future also. And she's the traitor, because we know that Kinnaman, when he first saw Suru, he said she looks like she hasn't aged a day.
But she has looked like she aged.
She has looked like she aged.
Yeah, from what we've seen, that's everyone's argument for Kirishiro.
Because Suru was looking nice.
Yeah, she was.
Good work in the Mountain God incident.
Yeah.
But she did look kind of the same when we saw her like in those recent chapters. So maybe it's possible, maybe she's the traitor, and I don't know. I'll flesh it out.
Something I wanted to bring up, I completely forgot about.
All right.
Fuck it. Yeah, that's basically it though. Yeah, so next chapter, I would love some like speech, open borders, the whole shebang.
Yeah, I mean we gotta get at least half of these
I want
things.
the conquerors. I want like Orochi to pass out and like Kaido, because I do think Kaido appreciates Odin. I think that's part of the why he's suicidal. I think he like saw like a real death and what like a real guy does, and he was like, this is kind of fucking pretty cool.
That's how I want to die.
And then, yeah, but like Kaido, why don't you try going to a boiling thing of water? You fucking suicidal bastard.
Turn some sashimi, dragon sashimi,
some shit like that. But yeah, still a lot of questions, and
a lot of questions, still questions. But we are slowly getting answers as we progress. The thing is that we're slowly getting answers, but we're also slowly getting more questions.
Yeah.
So it's like as we go.
Well, no, the question's always been there. So now it's like, all right, how's this? Like we've been promised this, and that. Like, how's it gonna relate to the story in any way possible? And that's why we have so many questions. Like, these questions weren't brought up recently in Wano. These have been brought up in, like, everything we're saying right now is, like, this is what we've heard, and this is, like, what we theorize, and, like, it's what we, like...
But at least a lot of what I'm talking about for my predictions are, like, things that we learned at, like, the beginning of Wano.
Yeah, no. Well, my biggest thing is, how do they end up with the Enma sword? You're saying that Hiyori said she might have grabbed it.
I'm almost positive that
they stole it back.
She stole it back when she was at Geisha. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I mean, we got to get back to the present day. We got to figure out who this Robin Hood guy is. We got to figure out...
Dude, the anime makes it seem like it's a skinny person.
Well, it's Kyoshiro, right?
I still think it could be Hiyori, to be honest. It's kind of like a tandem thing. There's a bunch of other people that are doing it all together.
I know. Well, that was one of the first things that I said that I would have really liked if it was Hiyori. We got to figure out that relationship between, Komurasaki and Kyoshiro. We gotta get back there, figure out the trader. We gotta get this. What happened to the ships? What happened to the Sunny? What happened?
Well, what's happened to the ships here? They bring up ships again, dude. In this, like, what's up with these fuckers and ships?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is this gonna go back to like I watched somewhere on YouTube? Someone thinks the Wano battle is gonna become the first naval battle in One Piece that we've seen, which would be sick. And I really get behind it.
That would be interesting. Yeah, that would be cool.
Kind of like the thing maybe drops or whatever, but then like you have Kaido has ships. He gave ships to the Marines or like Sea Stone, and they gave him like a Marine thing back. We've seen Jack's ship. They've very well traveled. They have the greatest trade network probably in all of One Piece.
Yeah. With
the black market.
Yeah.
So they have a ship. I think the Grand Fleet's gonna show up. So like you're gonna have that ships out there. So I think you have Big Mom's ship out there.
The thing is if all of these people we think are showing up to Wano, so many things need to happen, right?
Yeah.
Like so many things. Like there are a lot of people that have connections to Wano that could potentially show up at some point in the war, and like a lot of things need to happen.
Well, I think the revolutionaries are already in Wano. Same way they were like in Dressrosa as like spies and shit. I think we already know them.
Well, they weren't.
We already know the Navy's
there. They got there after, right? We know the Navy's there. We know that CP0 was there. I don't know. Should be interesting. Should be very interesting. We'll see.
I book tomorrow.
Oh, so you can't do Sam's thing?
No, I can do Sam's thing. Just tomorrow's gonna be long.
All right. Should we do our Do you got anything else to say?
No. What I was doing there was stalling.
Oh, for your casting
And trying to
choices.
come up with my casting choice.
Okay, well, as you can stall more because I'm gonna talk about like before I get into my actual characters, I'm gonna talk about like my philosophy and what I'm thinking about like through the casting.
Okay. You want to do it? I might need to pour myself another drink. I'm finally feeling a little better now, man. Let's do this.
Oh, you were hurting? Should we take a little break?
I thought you wanted to give a little speech. You can.
Well, I did, but if you're gonna get a drink, you're gonna get up, you're gonna walk around.
I can do this whole thing while you're talking.
Do what whole thing?
Like give your speech, give your reasons.
It's not a speech. It's just like I'm giving a little thing of like if I was the casting director, how I would go about it.
Okay, so we'll stop it for now and then we'll go fuck it, whatever.
Doing it so like.
What I'm saying like tomorrow may even be better because I'll be just busy the whole time. That you can kind of go meet up and everything, kind of give you the ropes, and then it's pretty simple. The only reason why I would recommend that is just because the premiere's already open and we have like the music set up. You have the graphics like that you just like change the thing, which takes the most amount of time. Yeah. And then you bring it in, cut it up, and then go from there.
Oh wow, you're putting an Arlong pick out there?
Yeah.
That's
sick. I'm trying to focus more on the East Blue because that's like what we're casting.
I have most. I didn't do all East Blue. I didn't.
The other ones I really like I didn't do, but I'm trying to think of East Blue ones just because.
I think I only did one East Blue one, to be honest.
Oh man, I can't put him there for that.
Yeah, I only have one East Blue.
I'm trying to think of who I should do for that.
Oh, I've got a great Arlong.
Yeah.
Well, like
you love that you brought up the Arlong.
Well, now I kind of want us to like say each other's characters that we're doing, and we come up with counter ones to each other, and that's how we get to 10.
We can create. This could become a regular segment. I like this segment. I mean, I think it's pretty good.
It's a fun segment.
We really just gotta get the whole segment things online, like the tin hat theories in general. But do you want to put out theories like more like by themselves, just trying to get like these like quick theories or like faster traction? People are like, this is like 20-minute videos. I like who I think Kuma's gonna be.
Wait, sorry.
I don't think there's a video out on that Kuma stuff. It's like pretty revealing, I think, for its character. I think it's pretty like spot on.
Yeah, anything like that.
And
any substance, any other substance, I feel like would be good.
I could see like Kuma like having like they say like he meets royalty, like falls in love with this girl, then like they kidnap her. Like I could see his wife being kidnapped while pregnant, and Julie Bonnie is like the baby in there, which would be kind of sick. But like reading into that guy with the bag of sticks, I definitely think it shows you where his character is going to go. This is a bad one, but I'm just going to go along with it because we're kind of running out of time. But here, let me.
For Arlong?
No, I mean just for my fifth.
Okay. Should we say each other's or nah?
What do you mean say each other's?
The characters that we're doing? Before we go live?
Oh, before we go into it?
Yeah.
We're live right now.
All right, should we do it?
Yeah, go.
All right. So for this week's top list, we decided because of the One Piece live action, we were gonna do some casting choices. When we were just watching the series, in general, we would just talk about who we would cast if One Piece was live action. So we have like a couple at least, I think, each that we've come up with from those. But then we kind of filled in. We didn't do any like stipulations or any rules for this. It was just like any character, like who would your dream cast be, whatever. I think Tyler's trying to do mostly East Blue. Mine are all over the place. When he gives his characters, I'll try to throw a casting choice in there, like
with it or whatever.
Oppositional casting choice, but or maybe I'll agree. Yeah. Probably not. We don't do that.
Usually never.
But
and when we do agree, we find something else to disagree upon.
Something to disagree with in the agreement.
Another point.
So I'll just kind of like say like my general kind of philosophy going about it. I think is the best way to do it. I think for like most of the Straw Hats, for Luffy, for probably Nami, definitely for like Usopp, and then later on like definitely for Chopper and everything. and Frankie a little bit. I feel like they should be mostly unknown characters. I mean, Luffy should be an unknown actor, I think. And you get Nami an unknown, Usopp definitely an unknown. Zoro is the one. A lot of people are saying that they need a star, like somebody with some name recognition to like pull people in. At first, like The Witcher got with Henry Cavill. And I'm all for that. I totally agree with that, but I don't think it should be Luffy. I don't think it should be like Sanji or someone like that. But I do think it can be, if you're going to take anyone from the Straw Hats to do someone with name recognition, I feel like it has to be Zoro.
Or Robin eventually.
Or Robin when you get down the road, right.
I think, but for the cool factor, if you like add a cool actor to that person, it gives like, it's like the same way how it gave like Luffy legitimacy when he was a pirate. You're like, oh, that's Pirate Hunter Zoro with him.
Exactly.
This time you're gonna be like,
Zoro's known in the world already. He's known in the East Blue, so you can get someone who's a little known. Luffy's basically an unknown. Nami's she might be a little known for being on Arlong's crew, but probably not.
No, I just would want like a new thing. My whole thing with like the casting, especially like no names, is I want people when the series is over and the Luffy actor stars in somewhere else, I want to be like, oh, that's Luffy. Like the same way it like is Daniel with like Radcliffe. And like Harry Potter. You're like, oh, what?
And that's amazing. I mean,
like,
it works so well.
What is Harry Potter working on this time? He's not even himself anymore. He is Luffy. So I think you want that from him. But I definitely agree with Zoro. Would be very cool to have like kind of not like a blown out star, but like kind of an up and coming guy. That's
so I have someone. Zoro's on my list.
You do?
And it's someone who I immediately thought of as Zoro.
You want to go off of it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I can start off with that. For my Zoro, I think it would be very cool to have. I was just thinking someone who just like has stature, has like prowess, is like a big guy, or
also young though,
but also young. So a green-haired Armie Hammer. You know Armie Hammer?
Oh, I know Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer's been in some.
He might be a little bit too big though.
Too big of a star?
Not too big, but sort of like too big as like a body type.
He might. That was the only thing that I was thinking. He might be too big.
He's like already 30. I think you got to find
the thing is that when he's shaved, when his beard is shaved, because he has a beard in a lot of things that he does now. But when he's fully shaved, like he looks pretty young.
He does.
He does look pretty young.
He's got a young face.
He could pass for 19, which is, I mean, Zoro's 19, right?
In the East Blue, yeah, he starts off 19.
He could pass as movie 19.
Yeah,
you know.
I see Armie Hammer being like more like just like an older person.
Could be.
He does look just the part though. He would be a pretty good Zoro. But do you think he has like the personality to match Zoro? Zoro's kind of like a hard ass.
I think he could do it. I think he could definitely do it. I think you just need someone who can deliver like one-liners really cool. I think Armie Hammer has the acting chops to do that. I mean,
he's a pretty good actor.
And I think Armie Hammer's a pretty good actor. Yeah.
Oh,
so that's my Zoro.
I fucking finally know who I would make. What's his name? I was trying to think of who I'd do. Krieg.
Don Krieg.
Nicolas Cage. Be a great Don Krieg.
That's actually hilarious. That actually was not bad. Like a CGI.
Like a nice little thing.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Don Krieg's a tough one.
Yeah, Don Krieg. I was trying to think of him, but I couldn't really come up with one. I also try to find any way to get Nicolas Cage into a One Piece movie. But
yeah, sure.
For Zoro, I was trying to think. Like the first like young person came to my mind was Miles Teller, but no way, makes no sense. You need some.
For Zoro, Miles Teller?
Yeah.
Doesn't work at all.
I was trying to think of someone young that's like a kind of up and coming.
Miles Teller could be Scratchman Hapu. You know, because of Whiplash.
So my number 5, the guy that Zoro needs to replace as the world's greatest songs is Mihawk.
Yes. Okay. I was trying to come up with one for Mihawk, and I couldn't.
I knew you would. That's why I'm glad I'm thinking a good one. This is probably the one I'm finicky the most about. Would be Tom Hiddleston. He plays Loki in the Avengers.
Yeah.
I think he has that
pretty good one. Yeah.
He has the look to it.
Structure,
he has he's not too big of a star that you could probably get him, but he's not too little of a star. I think he'll stay young and relevant because if this One Piece show is going to last, it's going to last for like 12 years.
Right.
And he gets introduced super early. But, where is it, Tom? I don't know. I think he kind of has the only thing is like his like personality. I see him more playing like the jokey, laughy guy. But he kind of has like a good little evil face to him. I could see this guy with like a little sword in his hand.
Tom Hiddleston's a good choice, actually. I like that.
I don't mind it too much. You give him the mutton chops right here. You clean them up like this guy right here.
Yeah.
I can see a little. Oh, you gotta fix those eyes though. But I can see a little Mihawk in there.
Yeah, no, that's a good one actually. That's good.
Oh, Eddie Redmayne could be a good.
James
Zorro.
Franco
Ooh.
kind of has a similar
Yeah, but
facial.
James Franco, same thing. I don't want to see
It's too
James
big.
Franco
You're right.
swinging
I
a
agree.
sword.
Neither do
I don't want to see him swinging a sword around either. That's the other thing.
Neither do I.
All right, that's my good. I'm good for him. Mihawk.
Okay, so I actually had one that I came up with a while ago. I just remembered it. It's not on my list.
Doesn't matter. We're just throwing names.
Yeah,
out
I'm just gonna
there
throw it in
at
there.
this
Okay, so I have. Oh, you're gonna love this one. Vice Admiral Garpu.
Garp.
Monkey D.
point. I
Garp.
was trying to think of a good guard.
Who I thought of, like, I think this is pretty good. Who I thought of, there was a few names that I had for this one, but one is only coming to me right now.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell was one of them. Kurt Russell was one of them. Jeff Bridges.
Dude, I was thinking Jeff Bridges for Zeph.
Yeah, that's how I came.
A little
That's
bit
how I
more
came up
laid
with
back
it. Also,
with it.
because-
You know, I need someone yoked.
no, but I need someone who's
be
like
Garp.
blonde to be Zeph. You know?
Well, he's kind of do it.
No, he's totally gray now.
A little bit.
I feel like Jeff Bridges would be an awesome Garp.
kind of funny and stuff, but you also
Yeah,
see him as a
exactly,
badass. But
exactly.
could he do the action sequences? Because I'm gonna want to see him bust some heads.
Yes, definitely. Jeff Bridges was like a crazy villain in something. I was also thinking like Brolin could do it also.
Oh, Bron, yeah,
I also
I was
think, like,
trying to figure
Brolin
out a
could
way
do
to
it.
fit him in there too.
Yeah.
He's got a good like anime body shape to him.
Yeah, he does. I mean, Brolin could be like, he could be Kaido, but I don't want that.
We're gonna get so much flack back by just picking white male actors for all these.
Well, so here's the other thing. So here's the other thing about the casting philosophies is like,
They appear white in the anime. I mean,
so like
the Kuja Pirates, I would make Boa.
most of them are white. I mean, like, but I think you should stay true to the nationalities that Oda said each one was. So like
Brazilian, yeah.
Luffy is Brazilian, so you should get a Brazilian actor, I think. Robin is Russian. You should get a Russian actress.
Oh, that's a good call.
You know,
Is
like
she Russian?
Is
that what they
he's
said?
Russian,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
Usopp, I think, is African.
Yeah, South
Get,
African
you know,
or something
get
like that.
a black person to play Usopp. Got
Yeah,
it.
no,
I mean,
100%.
you know, like things like that. Like I think you stay true to those nationalities.
no.
And then like, you know, like Water 7 is obviously like Venice. It's obviously modeled after Venice. So when you're going through that arc, get some Italian actors, you know.
Spain.
Dressrosa is obviously
And
Spain.
when you
get
go
Spanish
to
actors, yeah.
Wano, you really dive into the yeah. No, I agree with that completely. But you know, there's going to be immediate flack back when the casting comes out.
Right.
They're saying there's too many white people.
Right.
Jeff Bridges, I like. He's pretty good. I definitely like that. He kind of does have the look to him a little bit.
He's got the look. He's got the
definitely
garb look. And he's got the garb voice
He
still.
got the garb voice. He's also just a sick guy. You need.
And Jeff Bridges, I love Jeff Bridges as an
Yeah, I'll
actor.
put Jeff Bridges in anything.
And Garp, to me, I mean, I know Luffy's supposed to be Brazilian, but Garp looks white to me.
Yeah.
Garp's not Brazilian.
Well, we still don't know Luffy's mom.
That's true.
Never know Luffy's mom.
Makino.
Aquino. My number 4 is for Arlong, staying in the East Blue, and it is Ralph Fiennes, the guy who plays Voldemort. Fiennes? Is that how you say his name? The guy
Yeah.
who plays Voldemort in Harry Potter.
That's a pretty crazy. I don't know how I feel about that one, to be honest.
What?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one.
First of all, he's going to be in mostly CGI, so we're going all facial structure, which we've seen him do
That's
in
true.
the past.
That's true.
So
He
he's not
does
even-
actually have like a
He's not even-
shark-like
That's what I'm saying. He's not even.
face.
I was thinking like, if we're gonna go,
But he's like pretty old now, but
I was like, but the CGI kind of fixes the whole thing. You see what they did with De Niro. I was thinking like, if we're gonna go like motion capture, you gotta go with the best, which is Andy Serkins. But I was like, you know, you can't really waste him on like Arlong, and I don't think he doesn't do that many weird body things. I don't think he'd be the perfect guy for it. Ralph Fiennes kind of has that villain, but you're all right. The age does come in with an issue.
do you want to hear my Arlong? It's hilarious.
Sure.
All right, Adam Driver.
Oh, that's a pretty good one, actually.
That's pretty good,
I like
right?
Adam Driver. Adam Driver could actually have a big role in this, actually. Adam Driver's a good, young, upcoming guy.
I think Adam Driver could be an awesome Arlong. Actually, I think Adam Driver could play Mihawk. I think.
Yeah, no, that's the first one that came to my mind.
Adam Driver's could be a do Mihawk. I could also see like Russell Brand being Arlong Park, Arlong.
No, he's more like goofy and shit.
Yeah, but Arlong's could be kind of funny.
I should have thought of someone for Buggy. Fuck.
Or Buggy, dude. Buggy's got to be no name.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he'd be
Or
like.
maybe like a child actor that burned out.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
that's what you
I would
need.
absolutely love it. Someone like, do we even care about this guy? Like
That's
throughout
what you need.
you're still like, do we even
Yeah.
care about this actor?
Or Jon Snow. I never watched Game of Thrones, so I don't know how he is as an actor, but he kind of has the Arlong look to him. Yeah.
No, not really. He's kind of goes. That's a good call though with the Jon Snow part. You could probably slot him in anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know him as an actor because I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so.
Yeah.
But I thought he kind of had the look.
Oh, that's a good guy. That might be good for.
All right. Okay, so this is one of my funnier ones, I think. I think it's funny. For Sabo.
Okay.
Dylan Sprouse. From Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I actually think when I came across, when I was thinking of Sabo, I was like, tell me what I can do for Sabo. And I thought of Dylan Sprouse. I was like, actually, they look so similar.
They do a little bit.
They do. And I feel like Dylan Sprouse could play like a cool, just like he actually does look like him.
He's been coming up more and more lately. People have been talking about him and shit.
Like, or Cole, whichever one you want.
I mean, you get them both, do the
Get them
whole,
both, yeah.
Make them work double hours.
I think Dylan's hair is a little blonder.
See, they can dye the hair. You can't look too much
Yeah, it
into
doesn't
the
matter.
hair.
Doesn't matter. But he lives in Bushwick. He lives
Does he?
I don't know if he lives in Bushwick, but he opened like a meadery cider place in Bushwick.
Really? That's interesting.
And he's a Brooklyn. He's in the area. He lives in the area with
he?
us, so I gotta respect. Yeah, he's a Brooklyn kid.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah, he lives around here somewhere. I've seen him a couple times. But he's gotta throw that out there. Shouts out, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Dude, underrated show.
Underrated show.
I love the janitor.
Great character.
Yeah, nah, I like that.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, see him in an action role, kind of research his career a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the whole idea of using child actors.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, am I good?
For Buggy, we should just think of like child shows that like we love that are like
the first one that came to my mind was Home Alone. What's that kid's name?
Macaulay Culkin. That would be hilarious.
I mean, I was just thinking like.
No, but Buggy has to be funny. Buggy has to be somebody funny.
He's funny. Not really funny.
You know who I could see doing a good Buggy actually?
Guames Corden.
Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham?
Yeah.
I don't know who Bo Burnham is.
Bo Burnham, stand-up comedy, very funny stand-up. If you guys like comedy, check him out.
Everyone kept saying this guy. This is the show I just worked on recently. He said like, oh, that's just like Joe Burnham.
I think he could be a really good Buggy because he is really goofy in his act, and he does a lot of acting in his like stand-up specials. So like he plays like characters in his stand-up specials. So like I can see him like kind of pulling it off.
Buggy's tough. Man.
Buggy's tough though.
Buggy is tough, but you want to be like. He might need to be a no name too, like somebody you don't care about, and then you kind of like start to like him. Kind of Joker feel, like who has like a Joker feel going for him? Oh, you want to know who would actually be pretty good for him? The guy who played the Joker on the TV show, from Shameless. He's more satanical than this Buggy though.
I have no idea who you're talking about. Oh boy.
Yeah, no one can see what I just typed in.
And of course, nothing's coming up.
It comes right up, yeah.
What? I don't know. I don't know who that
What do you mean
is.
nothing comes up? Everything
I don't know
came
who
up.
that is. I don't know who that is, but that guy can play Eustace Kid.
Eustace Kid? Oh yeah,
This guy, he's got red hair. That's the only reason I'm saying that. He looks like his kid.
Yeah. But he plays the Joker now on TV. But I mean, I've seen like satanical laugh. All right, whatever. So my number 3 is for the Shanks casting. Shanks.
Wow, you're gonna throw a Shanks name out there.
Yeah. And he needs to have the sauce
Gotta have the
that
sauce.
Shanks has.
Gotta be like a legendary.
And
dude.
the respect.
Yeah.
So you need to match a legendary actor with a legendary man. And when I think the only one that would match for Shanks is Keanu Reeves.
Terrible.
You have the sauce. You know he can do fight scenes.
He's too old. He's way too old.
What do you mean too old? He's fine. He's like 40 years old. He's like the actual him right now.
You think he's 40 years old? I think he's 50 something. Also, people age like 60 is like the real 30.
They make him look younger. 55.
That's tough. That's a stretch, I think.
The fact alone that he is Keanu Reeves is the coolest fucking part. You don't want Keanu Reeves in this shit?
I'm trying to think of who Keanu could play.
Oh yeah, I mean you can make him a general or some shit. I mean an admiral.
Momonga.
Momonga my ass, dude. No, he needs if he's gonna be in there, he can only play one role, and that's got to be the sauce of Shanks.
I don't know. I don't like that one.
What?
I don't
Are you not a Keanu Reeves fan?
Keanu Reeves is
Have
fine.
you seen him in John
He's
Wick?
fine. Yes, I've seen him in John Wick.
Okay. Dude with bust heads.
I don't know.
Him anointing Luffy with the hat, scar right down his eye. Dude, you look hot. You look hot. I think you're looking too much at the age thing.
I don't see him as Shank. Like I want someone like I don't know. Shanks is a really hard one.
He needs to be he needs to be a name too.
Because you want him to have a name because he's in one episode and then you don't see him that often. So you can afford, to have a big name there, So, I don't know.
Keanu Reeves.
I don't like the Keanu Reeves pick.
Keanu Reeves would be so hot.
There's a lot of names you could do. I don't know. Okay. Don Quixote da Flamingo.
Okay.
Now, you kind of have to be familiar with this guy's work to kind of like picture it. Because it's not just, I think they do look a little bit like each other, but it's more about like the roles that he's had and like how I think he would just do such an amazing job. And it's Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I love Michael Fassbender as an actor. I think he has like amazing skill, amazing range, and I think he would just pull off Doflamingo so well.
I have Fassbender too as my Doflamingo.
Oh, cool.
For the same reasons. I mean, I don't know who's not familiar with the Foz. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. He's done Magneto in X-Men, which is really good.
Really good.
He does a great robot in the new Alien movies. And I think he can get into this rage that when I see him, I see him wear the glasses. And there's just something about it that I can see this guy, and he needs to have the sauce too because he's the main character in the New World, and you see him early. The only problem with these big time actors, you're not gonna get them. That's the other problem with these casting we're doing. He's
it's dream casting.
Yeah, it's true. But he gets introduced.
If I was making a casting for things that I thought would be perfect and not for things to say on video, it would be a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true too.
It would be a bit different.
But yeah, no, Foz, he's in 300. He would be a perfect Doflamingo. He really would be. Everything about him, his face, he even looks like him.
Also, an amazing movie if you're into really weird
Frank.
indie films. Frank.
You love Frank.
Is such an amazing movie. If you're into absurdist humor indie films, watch Frank. It's amazing. And Michael Fassbender is just an absolute legend.
Keira Knightley as our Robin. Sign me up.
Keira Knightley. Wow.
I love Keira Knightley.
Who's Keira Knightley? Oof.
Macbeth, X-Men. Dude, he kills it in X-Men. The prequels, I love prequels, and they actually knocked that out of the park.
You know who Robin is?
Keira Knightley?
Amanda Bynes.
What?
You need a child actor who went off the grid and then came back.
So let's bring in Lindsay Lohan as Nami.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Dude, he has some sick fucking movies. I even he's in a Western? I gotta check that out.
Yeah, Fassbender's just all time.
I'm a big time Foz fan.
Yeah.
I still gotta see Frank. What's the movie I'm looking for though?
Oh, you never seen Frank? You would love it, I think.
Yeah.
Alright.
Mind. Oh yeah, so we both did Fassbender. Steve Jobs, yeah, Alien Covenant. What's your number
I
one?
have two more.
Do you?
Yeah, because I added a 6. I added Jeff Bridges as Garp.
Oh, okay.
So I'll do this one is one I brought up for a bunch, and you kept saying, "Are you gonna try to cast this guy as every single character in One Piece?" What's his name? Is Blackbeard, Thatch, played by Liev Schreiber, in Inglourious Bastards. I think it would actually be unbelievable casting. He's got the look, he's got the curly hair, the deep voice. He's a big guy.
I thought it was this guy. Yo, just because you like that one World War II movie with the Holocaust prisoners.
Inglourious Bastards.
No, you're the one. He's not in Inglourious Bastards. The one with Daniel Craig.
Bear Jew.
He's not Bear Jew?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah, dude.
No, he's not.
And he's
That's another guy. That's some Italian dude.
And he's in
It's you and Kirsch's favorite movie.
X-Men.
Oh yeah, he plays the okay.
And
Get
he's
a little
so good
beard
in
there.
that, yeah. Are you out?
This is the Bear Jew.
Are you out or do I?
I'm not out. You can keep.
Because I have my best one left.
Yeah, you could go. Give your last one. That's
Oh, and you have one more?
I just want to prove you wrong real fast.
Okay.
If I can find him.
And you have one more?
Yeah, I got one more.
All right.
Well, you know my last one. The audience probably didn't know.
Oh, it's so good. It's, the best
It's
one.
actually the best casting call.
perfect.
It's the
It's
only
literally
the only reason why we talked about that live action needs to happen now rather than later is because we don't want this guy to leave
Get too old.
his age range.
Yeah. Leave
And
this
even,
age range.
and even then, I'll still put him in there because there's no one
Yeah,
better.
dude, he's so good.
I can't find. I don't really care that much.
Well, why don't you Why don't you
Bear
Google
Jew?
Inglourious Basterds Bear Jew? Or type in Inglourious Basterds Liev Schreiber. He's in Inglourious Basterds, I'm pretty sure. Whatever, he's so good. Good actor. Regardless. Oh, yeah,
No,
it's this guy. Yeah, Eli Roth. Okay. Whitebeard. For Whitebeard. Edward Newgate.
Oh, Whitebeard. Okay.
I've told you this one before. You should know. But at this, see, here's my thought process. At this point in the series, when we're at Marine Ford,
Show's
One
a
Piece
huge
live
hit.
action is a huge success.
Huge hit.
Huge success.
Eating out of their hands.
Yeah.
Fuck Game of Thrones. Get
Exactly.
anybody you want. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And this is going to be the climax of the entire series. Marine Ford.
Yeah,
This is going to be huge. This is going to be the most watched event since the Super Bowl. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what we get. We get a CGI'd out George Clooney to play Whitebeard. And I'll tell you why. You need someone with the most legendary human being of all time. This guy was sexiest man alive for People's Magazine, 10, 15 times? The guy's beautiful man, great voice, bravado. You ever seen Ocean's 11? Coolest guy ever.
Josh
Coolest guy ever.
Brolin makes a little bit more sense though in the CGI.
No, I don't think so. I think George Clooney, all CGI'd out and huge, would be so cool. So cool. Absolute legend. George Clooney's a legend.
He is an absolute legend.
And Whitebeard's
I don't think he's as big of a legend as Whitebeard though.
You don't?
Whitebeard, you need someone like fucking, I don't know.
Who's a bigger legend than George Clooney?
I just don't see
biggest star of all time.
World's Strongest Man and George Clooney.
Oh, well, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong.
I just don't see it.
I think you just get him beefed out with CGI.
I know
and he
what
looks
you're
sick,
saying. I know what
and
you're
it's
saying.
sick.
I don't know. I'm not feeling too good about that one.
I think it's amazing.
I wouldn't be able to take it seriously.
I think that'd be so good. The only other one would be the guy who played Hellboy.
Oh, Josh Brolin. That's good cast.
Josh Perlman, is that his name?
Yeah, maybe not something
That
like
doesn't
that.
sound familiar.
That's not it. Someone Perlman. It's a Hellboy Perlman. He'll be a good Don Krieg too.
Oh, he could be a good Don Krieg. That's true.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman.
There it is.
Ron Perlman.
This guy, he's a little bit too old. This guy's a pretty good actor. You see him in a bunch of roles. I use him somewhere.
Oh, Ian McShane? Yeah, he's in a bunch of comedy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he's also in
He could be Sengoku.
Nine.
He could be a good Sengoku.
Sengoku's tough. Sengoku's probably also got to be known. David Harbour, you could probably use him somewhere. He's been blowing up everywhere.
No, Sengoku's some of these people have to be international. Sengoku kind of has to be Japanese or something.
I feel you on that.
I was thinking for Kaido, because it's Japan's arc, you get Ken Watanabe.
He would be a good Whitebeard. Ron Perlman would be a good Whitebeard.
Yeah, Ron Perlman could do it. I think CGI George Clooney would be unbelievable.
Dude, that's insane.
So
you want to know what? Now that I'm thinking back on it, I think you do. I do remember you telling me that.
Oh, so good, and I was so pumped to tell you.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, so good.
All right, my number one, and it's just absolute perfection. I mean, I could not have thought it. For Kizaru, is Jeff Goldblum. Now, not only do they look exactly alike.
Yeah, can we play a clip of Jeff Goldblum saying something?
Just the way Jeff Goldblum walks.
Oh, scary! I can hear Jeff Goldblum doing that in my head.
I can see him with these long ass
perfect,
fucking legs, with Kizaru walking.
They're tall, skinny. Get Jeff Goldblum saying something from a Wes Anderson film. Oh,
right. Think of this guy showing up at Sabbaty.
He looks his gait. It's
on
Kizaru-esque.
Oh my god, he'd be so good in his whole personality. Ooh, Ben Beckman.
Yeah, I think you would nail it.
He would. Dude, this guy screams. Kizaru.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you want? He's got Ben.
And for Buggy, we Carrot Top.
Oh, I love that.
Because he needs the hair coming out the sides.
Jeff Goldblum, Wes Anderson. He's just the absolute. He screams Kizaru.
He screams Kizaru.
Oh, we gotta find a way to get Bill Murray in there. Who can Bill Murray be?
He can't be anyone. He can be a Gurosei.
What?
He can be a Gurosei.
Nah, man. He could be someone. He should be someone funny. Oh, he should be like the sheriff for
He's
Nami.
so old. Sure, fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Talks about voicing a dog Is that one you want?
No, he's got to be him in what's that movie, The Life Aquatic.
Okay, there we go. Oh, great call.
He's so and his cadence, his like everything about it is so perfect for Kizaru.
Yeah.
Where's Kizaru from? Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, we chose all American actors, not sticking to our casting philosophy at all because we threw these lists together haphazardly.
Yeah.
Quickly.
To be honest, I'm surprised we're filming right now. I'm very proud of ourselves. We should have filmed the other day. It's been a road. Which one do you want? Be still code?
I have no idea. I haven't seen this movie in 3 years.
How would you get a fucking commercial? No.
Nothing.
It's not working. The suspense is killing you guys,
Yeah,
I'm
wow.
sure. Why is it not going? Whatever. I
Okay.
tried. You guys can look it up yourself.
That didn't work. Cool. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Also, Life Aquatic, an amazing movie. If you like quirky adventure dramas, Bill Murray, Owen Wilson, Jeff Goldblum, great cast.
It really is an unbelievably underrated film too.
Hugely underrated film, and I'll say
Oh,
this: Wes Anderson is probably my favorite director of my generation. One of the best directors of our generation.
Wes Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree. When you look back on like the history of film, he's gonna have a style that's so unique, especially for the times.
I think it's
it's gonna stand out. He's gonna be a very studied film guy.
100%. In film schools, yeah,
100%. Even just looking at his behind the scenes, I'm not sure about anybody else, but like I love watching the behind the scenes of how they make things, and you see some of his setups are so like janky and cool and small. Like he does really big with the stop motion, with that adds a whole nother element to it. Love the flatness of it. But recently for Grand Budapest Hotel, they showed how they did the train shots.
such a good movie.
They show they do the train
Yeah,
shots.
yeah.
It's literally just like a dolly with like a piece of wood that looks like a window, and two people sitting here and like one camera here. Like they went to the Home Depot, made the most jerry rig ever, and they just had people out there, and I was like, dude, that's
hilarious.
That's like a college student budget on that, and they're
Yeah.
creating this unbelievable movie. He has the whip pans, and he just gets the best actors.
Camera's no college budget.
And then, oh my god, or how we go into sound stage for Royal Tenenbaums and start up on the top.
Royal
roof
Tenenbaums, one of the best movies.
and come through everything.
I walked out of Parasite the other week.
Oh, did you like it?
I loved it. I loved it.
Okay,
I thought it was great.
I gotta check it out.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I still have not.
Oh, I
seen
thought you saw it.
No.
I don't really want to say anything though.
No, you're fine.
I really liked Parasite. I thought it was a really good movie. Beautiful, like shot amazing, production design, set design amazing. And the stories are like really interesting, really cool. The way they're like merging together different genres as you go through the film, like the whole thing was very cool. But I left and I was like, Royal Tenenbaums is better. Those are my exact words. Actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is Royal Tenenbaums like still one of your favorite films?
I love Royal Tenenbaums.
I love Royal Tenenbaums.
And I just like
What's your favorite Wes Anderson?
probably Royal Tenenbaums and
Right.
then Life Aquatic.
Really? And then Grand Budapest comes in
Grand
after?
Budapest, yeah.
You know which movie
But I haven't seen like the one in the camp one.
Oh, Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, Moonrise Kingdom, which a
Dude,
lot of people love.
we can find a way to get Edward Norton in this thing.
Yeah,
Love
I
me
don't
some
know.
Edward Norton.
He's kind of old also. It's like where do you put he's got to be like
Yeah, that's true. But
I don't know.
the movie I always loved, give Jess MacFarlane credit for this one, turned me on to it. It's
Shouts out, Jess.
Darjeeling Unlimited.
Oh, that was another one I haven't
One of my
seen.
favorite
Yeah.
intros.
I was
and
gonna watch that yesterday actually.
One of my favorite
Okay.
intros. It's Bill Murray trying to catch a train, and you're following the whole way struggling, and then you just see like a handsome guy running right by him, and he catches the train. Bill Murray doesn't, and like that's how the story. Because like you're following this guy. Bill Murray is just like a segue. to
Oh,
get to, like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, there's gonna be with Bill Murray in it.
That's
He's like just
awesome.
doesn't make it.
Bill Murray also in Life Aquatic in a lot of Wes Anderson films. He has like the same kind of cast. He does the Martin Scorsese thing. He's got Owen Wilson, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum.
The other Wilson.
Yeah, Luke Wilson is in Royal Tenenbaums. I don't know if he's in this one. If he's in Life Aquatic, but yeah, I mean, God, Wes Anderson's
No,
so good.
I love
He's an immediately recognizable movie.
Oh no,
Very impressive.
You could put Wes Anderson on, I'll be like, that's a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah,
And almost in a blink of an eye. I'm such a huge fan.
I'm a
He
huge
has a
Wes
new one
Anderson
coming
fan.
out. It's his
I
longest
know,
film
I'm
yet.
pumped. I'm pumped. His longest film yet?
Yeah, yeah.
So like The French Connection or something?
Something like that.
I'm pumped.
Isle of Dogs was pretty good. I didn't like it as much as the other ones. It was good though.
Isle of Dogs was good. You know, he went out there. He did
Still got to
something
see
very
his.
different. I liked it.
Still got to see his newer one.
We saw that in theaters together with
with Swim
and Andy. They did not like it.
They were not fans.
I didn't think you liked it either.
No, yeah, basically the same thing I said here. I thought it was like good. Like it's
Yeah,
a
I
cool
liked it. I thought it
style,
was
but I
good.
didn't
The
like.
style
I
was
wasn't
cool,
like
yeah.
blown away by it. I mean, the other problem too when you compare Wes Anderson films is like when you compare a Tarantino film. It's like you're not just comparing it to like other films. You're comparing it to like the films you've seen of theirs in the past.
Right. Yeah.
So like when I watch like for instance, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Not a good movie. I did not like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think that's
thought
one
it
of
was bad.
Tarantino's worst films.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'll
bad.
still watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood over most films I saw this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I thought that movie was like incredibly like not entertaining and like the story like didn't make.
There's actually a lot of your
sense.
complaints with One Piece. It's the same things
Like
from there.
montaging through things and not
Montaging
showing
through
like character
things,
progression
or,
or like character
dialogue,
motivations or
yeah.
dialogue. Yeah, you're right.
And then,
Wow, that's interesting.
and then in the end you think
At
it's
least
gonna
I'm consistent.
And then when it goes, I do say you're consistent.
Okay,
I have
that's
beef
cool.
with these other people when they
That's
don't they
cool.
don't get like a Kaido fight. They're like, this flashback
they're
sucks.
like-
And
yeah,
now
then,
like
the next
he
chapter,
goes into
they're like-
boiling water. Everyone's like, oh, this flashback's sick. I'm like, you guys.
People literally, the One Piece community, the last two chapters were like, this flashback sucks, it's ruined, worst flashback in history. This week,
Yeah.
people are literally shouting from the rooftops, best flashback in One Piece, Oden is the GOAT, unbelievable, Oden, Goda.
Hours of Legend.
Listen,
The
I
whole
trust
shit.
Goda with my heart, my
Yeah.
life, my identity. Like it's all in One Piece. I love One Piece. I love the characters. I think Oda's one of the best writers that I've ever read. But you know, I think he's dropping the ball in this flashback a
I
little
mean,
bit.
Wes Anderson's here.
That's it. Listen,
Goda's like
Goda's
here.
up there.
Goda's up here.
Yeah.
You about good? I'm about to get going on the road.
I'm good. Movie talk.
Oh yeah,
There it
are we
is.
talking about topics next week? We're gonna try. Yeah,
Do we know what we're doing?
yeah,
Flashbacks?
we're gonna try to do a little bit more segments in these things as our viewership picks up more because we know you guys are just dying for content. I
Yeah.
mean, the things we have in mind are the things I'm really excited for. Is I think next week we're gonna do best flashbacks of the series. Try to go into the whole Odin thing now that it's wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
Then the week after that, as a lead-in, do the flashbacks I need,
Yeah.
which is what I'm most excited about because you have so many characters you're dying to learn about. Kuma's the first one to come to mind. You know, you have like Takazuki.
I need that kid Shanks interaction.
There's
need
so
that.
many flashbacks you still don't know about. You just need to see Kaido. I mean, there's so many characters that Oda's been like hiding from us, and
Well,
we just
need
know.
we need some character motivations. for
Jewelry
Kaido.
Bonnie, every one of these characters.
Jewelry Bonnie's gonna be wrapped in
Robin,
Robin
flashback when Dragon's training her and how she's best friends with
Yeah,
Sabo
I
and
need
like
Rev
and
Army.
Robin's like, yo, Luffy, you want to know that like your brother's still alive? I guess Sabo's like, yo, please don't tell Luffy about this. Like, I wanted to be me to break it to him.
I don't get it.
But it's just like, what did she learn?
Robin's never been like, hey Luffy, I was with your dad.
Yeah, we're best friends now. Like, they seriously are now. Like, I need to know what happened
Yeah.
with Robin in that camp because when you see Robin with Koala and Sabo, she calls out all their names. Like, she knows
That's
who
also
they are.
another. Yeah. Well, that's also another. Well, he was with them for 2 years.
Well, like, I was thinking maybe Sabo was like off on assignment. That's why
Right.
she like didn't talk to him.
Sure,
So I went back and was like, no, Sabo says, oh.
Well, that's like another thing that I'm really, really curious to know about is like, what is the thing with Tequila Wolf? What's the deal with Tequila Wolf?
Who's that?
Tequila Wolf is the island that Robin gets sent to by Kuma. Or
Well-
the bridge. It's not an island, it's a
Well,
bridge.
it's the
So
whole
it's like,
bridge thing. I mean, like, where is it leading to?
where is it leading to? Why did it start? It started in the Void Century. There
There's
was a
gonna be-
directive given in the Void Century, and they've been building it ever since.
And why is
So
Dragon?
why are they
is
doing
that
it?
where the final battle is going to occur?
You even see it when Roger
No.
goes back
That's what
along
I'm saying.
his journey.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's bringing it up a lot. You think that's where the final battle is, possibly? Like, it's interesting that Dragon has that, kind of has, like... It's definitely interesting, that road.
It's interesting. I want to know more about it. Just the same way I want to know more about the Beast in the Florian Triangle.
I know. There's a lot of flashbacks I need. Like, I think I could talk about the flashbacks I need forever.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good
Need me, Kuma. Vegapunk.
Vegapunk. Well, Vegapunk we just need to see.
Well, he's Kazara.
Santamaro calls Kizaru uncle and is also the personal bodyguard for Vegapunk.
I know. Also, we're gonna try to do these tin hat theory things in between.
Sure, we could do that.
We could try them out.
Santamaro also has a ribbon on his back like Kazuki Odin. What's the deal there?
Spoiler alert, Joy Boy is Vander D. Ekins.
You couldn't even say it right. Van D. or Decken or Vander.
I was trying to see
Ekin.
which way you want to go with
Yeah,
it.
you gotta go that way. You
gotta go
Vander
Van
D. Ecken.
Ekins. I even looked up his Ekins like a thing because he's the first one to go down looking for Poseidon. You know, Joy Boy's linked to Poseidon. It'd just be kind of weak if Joy Boy's offspring's fucking that loser.
Can't be. No.
Yeah.
Joy Boy's a title. Joy Boy's a title.
Yeah. Yeah, but Vander D. Ekin. Get ready for it.
Don't get ready for that. It's not gonna happen.
All right, I'm gonna get on with my day. You good? Yep. Tune in next week. The whole.
Yeah, like, subscribe, comment, give us feedback, positive, negative. We want to hear it. Whatever. Watch our videos. Cool.
Please.
Please.
Where is it?